Gary over at Ardwolf's Lair plugged our live stream. So
Oh, nice.
he said that he and a bunch of other people, they were the topic for Gary's show was, YouTube video content. What do people like? So we got shout outs from a number of people saying that they found that our channel and live streams and things like that were helpful for other people learning the game and learning the rule system. So that's
Surprising.
that's what I want to
If they
hear.
watch me, they know now what not to do.
Note to self: don't send all the cavalry up between woods and brush. It just doesn't work out. We're teaching people what not to do.
There you
I
go.
agree.
There you go.
That's grand tactics, not rules.
Well, and we teach that too, right? We've had our different tactics talks that Brennan's put together, and
those are
and
great.
we've had feedback from the guys at Marshall Enterprise as well. So all of those go a
Yeah, I
long way
appreciate
towards
those.
helping people get a better sense of how to use and figure out the mechanics of the game. So yeah. Well, terrific. Well, I was filling in Robert, who was absent last week, but to my knowledge, we finished all the shooting, and we were at the point where we were going to do, I guess, morale recovery, and then cavalry recovery, and whatever else. So
Right.
I think that's where we're at. And with this particular rule set, we check routed units first, or do we check disordered units first?
Disordered.
You do disorder.
Disordered. Okay. All right. Yeah, I know. In the other rule sets, you do the routed ones first. And if they recover from rout, then they're good. They don't go to just being disordered, right?
Yep, all the way
Okay.
And so we can't do disorder check if you're adjacent to an enemy.
Correct.
It's the only negative thing not to do, right? That you can't do.
Right. Yeah. If you're adjacent to the enemy, you cannot roll.
Now,
for
what if
recovery.
said enemy was also disordered? Does that?
That's fine.
Does not matter.
Oh, it does not matter. Okay.
Yeah. To my knowledge, if you,
Yeah, I think it's adjacency, not zone of influence, but we might want to double check that.
Interesting. Okay, yeah, just being near a bad guy.
It's adjacent. It's adjacent.
Okay. It's adjacent.
Thank you, Brennan.
Okay. Cool. So, well, Rick, why don't we go down into a separate spot, and we can kind of deal with the stuff on ours. So I'll see you down in game room 1.
Although some of the stuff's not mine, but yes.
Okay. Well,
Michael, do you want to roll for that cat up front?
Doot.
All right, let's go.
So you've
Should I
got
roll for his stuff or not?
well, why? I mean, we can start on our end at least. So you've got. It looks like this one guy here is in no one's Zoc or adjacent, so you could roll for him.
Oh, good point, Morant. So we take the top unit, flip him over. His morale is 22, excellent, and he has a -3 to the roll because of.
Yep.
He's disordered. He's not at half, so that's good.
Yep.
64.
So he's recovered.
So the whole stack is recovered.
The whole stack is recovered.
Okay. I got any back there? Charges. None of that stuff's mine.
All right. I've got some people.
Oh, it's this thing back here. Hold on. That's not mine. Okay.
Yeah.
Go
so
ahead.
I've got some cavalry over here, I think. Yeah, those are Cossacks, I think. So let me go ahead and roll for them.
You got a leader with them, so that's good.
Yeah, but the leader's not really with them. He's just the core leader, so yeah. But they.
So he wouldn't influence it though, because he's in the same hex.
He should, yeah, but I rolled well enough. It didn't really matter. Okay. All right, but yeah, let me go ahead and try to turn those guys.
Oh, do I put my guys in a particular formation?
You can. So they're in column in any direction you want to face them. And my cavalry is in line when it recovers from disorder. So Okay, cool. I've got this guy over here who's also disordered. 31. I don't think he's going to make it. He has been disordered for like almost 2 hours at this point. All right, I got this guy over here. Let's see.
Okay.
A 24. I don't know what he is.
He's low.
Oh, he's a 16. Oh, okay, he passes.
Yeah, these are all your good stuff.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I've got a few guys that are fantastic, and then a few that are like in the mid-20s. So, all right, now you've got some other people that you've got another guy over here behind Friant who's disordered.
Well, no, I got these guys, right?
No, they can't recover because they are adjacent
Oh,
to
they're
the
adjacent.
enemy.
Got
Yeah.
it. Never mind. Yeah.
So, yeah, you've got this guy over here who's behind Friant. So looks like he's in good shape. No hits. 32. I'm pretty sure he's going to be fine. He's probably got a morale of 16 or something like that. 22. Same difference.
Yeah.
So,
well, not really, but yes, he made it.
He made it. He made it, indeed.
All right. I think. Oh yeah. I have.
And then you've got
Morant.
Marat. Over here.
Morant.
That should be.
That's gonna be hard.
Well,
what's the top unit first of all? Is
Yeah.
the top unit halved?
Top unit is not.
No. So that's good.
Right. So you'll only have a plus 11 on the roll. So unless you roll really, really terribly, they should all
21.
pass.
These
Because
guys
I think
are
your guys
really
are like
good if I'm right.
16s or something.
I think so, yeah.
Plus they've got
16.
Yeah. Plus they got Marat there, so they're not going to be disordered. And they charged this turn, didn't they? They did their grand charge this turn.
Some of them are tired. One of them's tired.
Right, because he only charged, but he didn't do combat. The other guy charged.
He's exhausted. One guy's exhausted, one guy's tired.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think I don't know.
So they wouldn't recover anything this turn.
I don't.
I think the guy that that had only 3 hits is the one that did the melee, because he was the one that Marat was stacked with, and the other guy who was all shot to pieces, he did the charge, but he went into like an empty zone kind of thing or something like that. So I think that was his story.
Interesting. So I don't.
And then you've got one more guy over here.
I'm not. I don't know. It's interesting. I can't see the hits until I scroll over them, and it pops up. So Saint Germain has 3 hits. Valence has 1 hit left.
Yeah, he's got 1 increment. He's got 8 hits on him. Yeah, 1 increment.
Saint Germain is exhausted. Valence is tired.
That's correct. Okay. Yep.
And this disorder I'm going to remove. And I'm going to put this active on him.
Well, you don't really need to, because that had been there when he was stacked with one of the core leaders, because then the core leader was
now
active.
I don't need it.
Now you don't need it because you don't have a core leader stacked with you.
Okay.
So
now
then
you roll
Valence,
for.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Then go ahead and roll for that guy. 32. I'm sure he'll be fine. So that's gonna knock it down to 26, and he's probably a 16 as well.
Yeah, he's a 16. Yeah. Too bad I can't really get these guys into play. They're so good. Definitely won't put them in here next time. And then this other stuff, it's not my stuff, so I don't know.
Well, this gun is yours. That gun belongs to Valence, so you can roll for them.
Yeah,
they're probably a 16.
The out of character.
Yeah, they're most of all your guns are 16. 64. They're happy. What's left of them?
I was gonna say, are they really happy?
They're fighting.
I mean, they're happy for some of them to be alive, I guess. So this guy probably gets his tire removed finally. He hasn't done anything.
Yeah, yeah, because he didn't do anything this turn, right?
Yeah,
He was involved in
right.
something in a previous turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think he also ended up disordering back, but
yeah.
So that's gone. And then I think I just have these routes to do. Well, some of them.
Yeah. Well, you've got there's some more disordered people back here, but I'm not sure if they're yours or they're Poles.
Oh, you know,
Somebody with Lorge, that guy.
Yeah, that one's fine.
And this one looks like it's one of yours too.
How'd these guys get disordered?
Because they had routed guys go over the top of them.
Oh, somebody went over them?
Yeah. Man. I think that was the week that you were gone.
SBS, come on.
Hey, we got Perry in the house, 14. And Jason and Jeff and DJ Flippy.
Hey, Perry, Jeff. So he's a 14, so he doesn't get the -3, right? Because he's.
I think he's got to be 13 or less is elite.
Oh, so 13?
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's 14, but I'll give it to you. 63.
Well, 63, they're happy. Not a wit cares
elite. Somehow there's like 3 disorders on this there. All right.
Well, if you highlight the whole stack and then you hit and you pull up the disorder thing on the counter, then it slaps it on all of them.
Takes them all?
Yeah. So, and then you've got this guy here.
Yeah, he wrote 52.
Yeah, he's fine.
All right. So those guys are good. All right. Now let's see. Routes. Any of this mine. Not mine. Mine. Freon. He's more than half. So he has one left.
Where are you at?
Let's see. He's
okay, so they can't unless they're stacked with a leader.
Oh, they're not within 15. Okay.
Yeah, they can't be. They've got to be further away.
Should I move the stuff further away first, or move the stuff closer first? Does it matter?
Well, I would move the stuff that's further. I mean, the stuff that's further away first, so that way the other stuff. I mean, you're going over the top of other routed units, so just have them move, right?
Right. Because these guys have to move too. So I'd move these guys first, so I'm not going over them.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. They're already routed. Yeah. So it's going to be 2.
Yeah.
Didn't you just have a stack right here?
What?
Didn't you have a stack right here that you rolled for? Because I watched it disappear.
No, he rolled for the stack that's over here.
Oh, I put a stack of disorder there. There's like 4 disorders there that I removed. Yeah. I was just stacking them up.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah. No, you're good. All right, I'm gonna roll this guy here.
Is he 15 away, or is he with a leader? Let's see.
1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
nope,
11
away.
Yep.
So I have to move.
So he's going to move.
So 12, 13, 14.
So he's exhausted. So he's a third of his usual movement, right?
Yeah.
And then he's going to be improved by 50%. So he's going to basically move like 6.
So that'll get him to, where was I? 1, 2, 4. So about there. Well, is it cavalry 2 through cultivated?
Yeah, going through the cultivated is 2 for the cavalry. Yep.
So they'll stop there.
Okay.
Nowaski, who's adjacent to him. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's probably outside of 15.
Oh, the other guy that's way back here?
11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Well, he's also stacked with a leader. He's got the core leader there. He's got Piatowski there. So you can go ahead and roll. You'll get a plus.
Well, Piatowski's snobby, though. He's not helping me. He's scared. He's like, whatever. See, and I don't need his help.
Oh, well, there you go. You show him. You tell him.
That's right. All right, and then I will do... I'll jump over here to this guy.
All right, now is he... Let's see,
1, 2,
is he
3,
close?
4, 5, 6,
1,
7,
2,
8,
3,
9,
4,
10, 11,
5,
12.
6,
Yep,
7,
he's
8,
close.
9, 10. Yeah, so he's just going to need to keep running.
12, 13, 14, 15. Now, does he stop once he's outside of 15, or he moves to woods?
So he's going to... I think you're going to try to move into the woods is where you're going to go. So it's 2, 4, 6, 8, and he can go like 11. So that's going to be 10. Would get him right there. Yeah.
Okay.
And same thing for the guy. Is just going to end up right there.
Guy adjacent to him.
Yeah, because they started off next to each other.
Yeah. This guy, 1, 2. I think he's outside 15. Yeah. He's going to attempt to recover.
Which one's
He
that?
also is less than half. This guy.
Is that one of yours or is that one of?
Oh, the front. Oh, you're right. It's
Yeah.
not one of mine. Should be one of mine.
You just need to bump off Napoleon. That's all.
Exactly. Not mine. Mine, Friant. So I'm here.
Okay. Yeah. So go ahead and move those.
He's got a route.
To. And it's
4, 3?
Marsh is for infantry. Marsh is 3. Yeah. So that's 5.
Okay. 2, 5. He started.
No, he's
2
not.
plus half again.
No. That's infantry. So infantry are just they're 50% faster. So if he's 7, he's going to move 12. Yeah.
12.
Yeah. So he's got 6 more movement points.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4,
so
5,
1,
6.
2, 3,
Okay.
4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's good a spot as any.
This guy is mine. He's gonna move 10 as 12 as well. 2,
11.
4, 11.
Yeah.
2, 4. We said it's
another
4.
3 is 7.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh my God.
How many out of command markers can you put on somebody?
Heavy fingers.
Yeah.
I also got a new keyboard, so everything's slightly off.
Whose is this? This looks like it's one of Michael's.
Yeah, I think Michael's moving because he's obviously within 15.
Yeah.
I think that's all of mine. The rest is Michael's.
Yeah, this is Michael's as well. And then, Michael, did you roll for, you've got an artillery up here and you've got an artillery down here. So you got one up in the pocket and you got one down along the road.
I also have to roll for ammo, but
yeah.
I know.
Michael, are you here with us?
No, I'm not.
A 33 with a minus. Well, the top unit's going to be -6 for being half dead, plus another -6 for being routed. So that's a -12 plus 3. So you got a -9. So a 33 is probably not going to be enough to pass. So that hex is going to keep running.
Would I have to roll to get my ammo back?
A 5 or a 6 on a single die.
No problem. That's easy. 3.
Almost.
Was it though?
It's close. It was close. All right. And then, Michael is not with us.
I didn't think he was.
Yeah, he was there a minute ago, so that's what I thought.
I know, he's watching my deleted stuff. Well, he's moving stuff, so I assume people are...
Okay, I've got 2 routed guys that are up here, but they're up by the icon of Smolensk, so that means that they just become disordered magically. I like the icon of Smolensk. All right, and then I got these guys here. They cannot. I can't capture it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Uh, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We'll
Does it have a
stack
melee
these.
value or anything?
The icon of Smolensk.
Does it?
Yeah, did you ever play, what is it, Ogre? You know, we need to have it something like that where it looks mild-mannered, and then you flip it over. It's got laser beams. It's the Ark of the Covenant from
Yeah,
Indiana
I remember. I
Jones.
remember Ogre. Yeah. Well, here's what I was thinking, and this is I just do a house roll, where you can actually capture it, but it also has like this fanatical elite small group that's protecting it.
There you go. The
So it's like,
the
okay,
fanatical elite.
so maybe they're melee, like, I don't know, 5 or something, but their morale is dash.
Yeah, I
Normal.
think when they, from what one of the guys from Marshall Enterprise was telling me, when they had played this um, at Consim, they had, um, what did they do? They had something where they weren't playing with this rule set. They were playing with like Premiere or something like that. So you could just
Mhm.
have units higgly piggly running all over the place.
Right.
So they had a couple of French cavalry units that gotten around behind the line that were chasing the icon of
Of
Smolensk
course.
all over the place. And then the icon would just magically teleport to somewhere else, and then they'd chase around
Mhm.
at some more, and then it would teleport
That's
somewhere
funny.
else. So yeah, it was pretty funny.
Can it stack with a unit?
Yeah. It's like a leader.
Okay.
I mean, I treat it like a
Oh,
leader and
okay.
move it during the leader phase.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's doesn't have a terribly brilliant leader value, but it
Well,
what's interesting is any routed units within 4 of it switch
mhm.
and become disordered.
Yeah, it's great.
So that's kind of nice. And then
Yeah.
so when we played this using 5th edition rules, we had to say, because that's not something that happens in 5th edition or Premiere or whatnot. So we had to say, oh, it gives you like a +9 on your recovery roll or something. We had it
Mhm.
where it kind of nerfed the route result to some
Sure.
extent. So,
Sure. That's cool.
all right. Well, I've got my stuff done. I think you've got your stuff done. So we
All right.
can go back and join the rest
See,
of the
and
gang.
if it's stacked with a unit, just allow that unit to have like a negative for morale, a dash, so it's like doesn't break. Come on, let's make it
There you
powerful.
go.
And the reason you don't do that is because somebody's gonna like use that unit to start attacking everything, right?
Yes, exactly.
I
Well,
salt, I salt.
yeah. Except, I'm sure if you lose it, that's going to
That's
be a
true.
bad thing.
Had to
Yeah.
be a huge negative. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
All
See you
right,
up
we'll jump
there.
on.
All right. We get everything all caught up everywhere in the universe.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Eric and I redesigned the relic.
Yep. Yep. We're saying it's gives you a huge combat bonus and morale bonus, but
Mhm.
it can be captured. So
Mhm.
we're
Mhm.
gonna send it out there. You stack it with the biggest stack you can. Just throw it
Well,
forward.
and if you capture it, it's an auto win, just like if you kill
Yeah,
an
it
opponent.
is. Yeah, yeah. It's the magical icon of Smolensk.
You know who's going to be hunting it all game are the guard Mameluke.
Yes, they are.
There you go.
Well, you know what I was telling Rick that when they had play tested it, or they did the original Duel in the Desert back in 2012 with Ed Wimble and some guys against the guys from Marshall Enterprise. They were using I think they were using Premier rules. And so Dennis was telling me that Dennis or Jim, somebody had gotten French cavalry behind the Russian lines, and they were chasing the icon all over the place. And so, you'd move on top of it, and then it magically teleports somewhere, and you'd move something else, and it magically teleports somewhere. And so they had fun trying to pin down the magical icon of Smolensk. So, but there you have it. All right. Well, good. So I guess the only thing left, I've got one set of guns I need to roll for recovery. And I don't know if anybody else has has rolled for stuff or
Ammo.
for ammo yet or not?
We did it.
Okay.
And everybody got their tired and exhausted recovery.
I've got one that's got to come off. My Lancers who charged a couple of turns ago. Okay.
That reminds me.
So, Michael, I'm not sure why I got it in my head, but I got it in my head we needed individual counters for each battalion that were generic for, airborne.
Oh, for each company or each
You know,
battalion?
well, so each battalion would have 4, generic companies that went with each battalion so that but that would create so many extra counters. It's silly. That's 108 right
Yeah.
there. So you're right. Just adding dummies that then get flipped over to an American flag.
Yeah.
It's sort of the same. I mean, I guess the German player doesn't know, hey, that's, conceptually a unit that belonged to that battalion, but it only lasts for a few hours anyway, so it ain't that big a deal.
Yeah, the hilarious part is so Danny has the same concept in Battle for Sicily. And so in the playtest kit, he has the 82nd Airborne and he has a set of appropriate dummy counters. The sheen of green on both sides of the dummy counter is a different sheen of green than the 82nd Airborne uses. And it's like, well, gee, I wonder which one of these is the dummy counter, huh?
Right.
It's very funny.
Well, see, I like how Danny builds the games within the games, which are kind of fun to play. And that's a game within a game, right? That's a neat little.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, do you use it to? I mean, it's just an interesting choice on what you can do with that dummy.
Yeah. Because as they say in the commercials, you can do a lot with a dummy.
Well, apparently so. You can sort of imply building up. I mean, there's just lots of interesting little, like I said, little games within the game.
Yeah.
Squad leader question.
I do expect you to move those ships a lot.
Absolutely. Hopefully one of them won't be sunk by a Nebelwerfer on the coastline, though.
Well, right, yeah. I got to deploy. You're not allowed to deploy these battleships out of Nebelwerfer range.
Greatest ever.
What's that, 1,000,000 to 1 shot or something?
Yes. Because Nebelwerfers were known for their pinpoint precision, right?
Right, it's an area of effect weapon.
Yeah.
Screaming Mimi.
Yeah, we're going to hit it by dumb luck as opposed to precision.
Yeah, speaking of dice rolls, yes.
That's right. I want to see you cry about your Navy. The single largest battle in World War II, naval conflict occurred at D-Day. The United States Navy lost, 4 battleships, a couple dozen cruisers, and most of the destroyer fleet was lost in the course of 3 weeks in the English Channel.
What?
For lack of a minesweeper.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
What class ship was that was sunk by the Nebelwerfer off of Cherbourg?
It was, I think, a battleship. No, it was a destroyer. I think it was a destroyer. I don't think I parked a battleship up there. It was a destroyer. Oh, it's good to chuckle about misery.
You had the best line of that entire comedy. You said, what was it? The U.S. Navy was defeated by the German army. I mean, that was... Yeah.
Oh, Danny.
All right. What else do we have left to do? Any more ammo rolls to make?
I'd like another pass if that's all right.
Oh, did you already roll for them?
Yeah. Not as bad, but not great either.
Oh, well, that is what we call par for the course. So
there you go. Oh, quit crying.
yeah. I mean, you've got in theory
Almost
in an hour you have 100% chance that they'll come back.
Well, that's right. It's been an hour and I've gotten 3 of them back.
Yeah, yeah. So that's something. If you're very lucky, the guys will show up a lot sooner, but you can't always rely upon that. Okay, cool. Any other housekeeping we need to do before we hit the move button, push the clock forward, and talk about the next turn?
I got when do the guns come back from the battery box? The end of the turn, or
They come back at the top of the hour, I think.
no? It comes back when you get 3 of them of a
Right,
kind.
right. But they wouldn't come back at like the 120 turn, right? They would come back
It's
at.
end of the 40-minute turn, so this would be a good time to do that.
Oh, okay.
Ditto for double checking like morale levels and stuff.
Okay.
Oh, I'm probably on a new morale level.
Well, let's see. I don't think. Let's see. First core, you've got 1,
How
2,
dare you.
3, 4.
I have to
5, 6.
I don't think he's got 12 routed.
7. 7 that are routed.
Yeah, he's still
And even then, you got to get to level 2 before it actually causes any issues, right? And then you got 4 that are out of commission, so that are dead, I should say.
Robert, Eugene's core may have recovered 1 level.
See, 1, 2, 3, 7.
Well, I don't think so.
Doctor Who.
Eugene's core is on level. He's on level 2 just by losses alone.
But there's not too many routes anymore.
Was he up on level 3?
Wasn't he? Or no? Yeah, I think he was.
So there's 19 on the chart.
Right. So you're
would-
on level
19.
2 permanently.
Level 2.
20, 21, 22. So I'm 1 short of level 3.
So you returned 1 level.
1 short.
I have to chew up 1 or 2 more battalions. Let's see if I can do that in the coming hour.
I don't know how much of it. That's not much of a challenge.
You had a bunch of guys in the right-hand side of your firing line there who I was hoping to get, and they escaped.
Oh, you just rolled not too well.
Yeah, or I think they pulled out successfully on a pullout or whatever it was.
Okay. You definitely got more firepower than I have up there.
I'm trying to figure out where these. Okay, one's Morand. Who's Valance?
That's
Valance
cavalry.
is heavy cavalry. Valance belongs to.
Silver mine.
Okay.
One of mine.
Yeah.
The other one, who does it? It doesn't. It's not marked who it belongs to. It's the 2-4. It's some cavalry guns. 2-4, 2-4. Where are the 2-4?
What are the colors of the belt?
Oh, I forgot about the belts. Orange. They
Orange.
must
So it's
be.
probably Eugene's.
They might be over on Eugene.
Yeah. So there is a 2-4 that's part of Delzon's division. Is it the
Okay.
13th? Does it have a 13 on it?
Yep.
Yeah.
13.
Yep. So 13th division.
Okay, Rick, which one of those you've got a horse battery for Morand and you've got one for Valance. One of those can come back.
Probably Moran.
Okay. You want it, which road you want it on? The Smolensk road or the one to
Or the new
one in the
Smolensk
middle.
road.
or Elnia? Or I guess,
Road to perdition.
I guess it has to be one of the 2 that have the little mark on it. So it's
Oh.
either old Smolensk or new Smolensk.
Oh, that
So,
sucks. Then I'll have it come in for Valence instead, because Valence is still on that side. So I'll take Valence then instead of Moran's.
all right. And then the other two go on to the
Join the pile of dead artillery.
yeah.
And then he has to be in line, or is it assumed to be in
It's
line?
artillery. He's in road.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, so it's assumed to be in road, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's one in each hex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But since there's nobody else coming up behind him, I don't think you need to
Yeah.
really worry
I'm not
about.
worried about it.
Yeah.
Now these so we just moved to the 1 o'clock turn, right? Or we're coming.
Yeah,
Now,
we're coming on to the 1 o'clock turn.
Are these two?
It's only
There's a
1
couple
o'clock.
officers. There's a bunch of officers.
So
here.
one of them says returns at 1:20, one returns at 1:40, another one returns at 19:40. Oh, he's not showing up until 9 o'clock. At 21:40, so he's not coming for a long time. So Theroux is coming in at the 1:20 turn, and then this artillery leader is coming on at the 1:40 turn. And Superve is showing up at 21:40. So his wound is slightly more serious. Okay.
I think that's all that we've got going there. All right. All right. Let's see what I can do there. 45. That's not going to be anything. Napoleon in command.
Well, it's about time.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking the French should have their own holy relic. You know, Napoleon was crowned emperor, and with the sword, they used the sword of Charlemagne. So we should have the sword of Charlemagne counter.
At Borodino, on the night before the afternoon before the battle, a portrait, an oil painting arrived of his son with Marie Louise of Austria, and he unveiled it for the generals the afternoon before. So that's what the relic is.
Okay.
That's the French relic. There we go.
There's a scene in War and Peace where they unveil the portrait of the baby.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, that's great. All right.
All right. Well, we rolled a 26, so not anything exciting for us. So.
And Marat has
he's done his thing. He's done his magical thing until the next time you guys roll it. So, all right, I guess we can go down to our respective headquarters and have a chit chat.
Yep. Sounds good.
All right. Hail, hail, the gang's all here. Okay, so we have our usual 6 plus whatever we roll. Well, it looks like Platov is in command again. Well, I'm definitely going to need one for the 8th Corps. That's Borisden's Corps. And then the question is, what all do you guys need? And what else can I do? I'm in pretty decent shape right now. You know, over on the far side, the Poles are.
I continue to need Lavrov.
Okay.
And then there was some discussion about whether or not to give a command to my horse fellow. Let's see.
Yeah, because I'm just wondering what they're going to do, if they're going to try to do something with Ney this turn.
Dorokov.
This is probably a good turn for Dorokhov to get active because you need to pull off the out of ammo guns east of the redoubt, and they may need some coverage. And you want to be looking for chances to go in and charge the exhausted lancers.
Now he could roll in a 3, right? You could, right?
Yeah, but no, he gets a 1, which is
Oh, he's a
probably a
1.
typo. It's probably supposed to be a 3, but it's a 1. And then so my guess would, I mean, you could use the white cuirassiers to go charge, but there may be a lot of French cavalry activity trying to come up and save the lancers. Like it kind of feels like a time when you might want your
It
extra
seems
class.
like I think having those guys ready to roll. Hopefully
Yeah.
the chip pulls will be friendly, but if not, we'll figure it out.
The other thing is like you're switching over to by and large the offensive, not by and large, I mean to the definite offensive with the guards. And so your guards infantry is on the attack and your guards cavalry is on the attack. And if they're supported in addition by the other cavalry division, it just gives you a bunch more options.
Mm-hmm. And this turn I'll be kedging over the 24th division and parts of the 7th, I guess, right? 7th.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Eric, could you use 1 or 2 extra chits of mine? I have one I'd sort of like to use for Ayler's artillery, but I do have one that's not crucial. I could give that to you if you wanted 1 extra for cavalry or something.
Yeah, I was thinking I've got the 12th division. I kind of push them forward to kind of jam up the his deployment of the Young Guard in conjunction with some of the guys from the 27th division on the other side. So wouldn't mind getting them again, although it depends on where exactly you're planning on swinging with Lavrov. Are you pushing down the Kalacha Valley and then swinging to the east, or are you going to start swinging to the east earlier? What's the general game plan?
Well, Brendan, you had some ideas on this specifically. Why don't we? It would be a great time to talk about it.
Yeah, sure. The Russian Guard should press mostly due south into the Kamensky Forest. And
I was gonna march past those squares and bring up the next line to take them on.
Yeah, like if you look at Rosen's group,
Mm-hmm.
he has 3 battalions of the Preobrazhensky Regiment who are in zones of control, but they have really good morale and very limited fire coming back. So the first Preobrazhensky, who's over to the east, next to the last little bit of the skirmisher, he could disengage from the skirmisher and go south to engage the square down there by fire.
Yep.
And then the 3rd Preobrazhensky Battalion, which is next to the square, could pull out, or it can also leave the zone of control, and it could go join the 1st Battalion, engaging the Red Guard Grenadier Westphalian and the square. So you'd have 2 battalions next to each other, one pointing south and one pointing southwest.
Mm-hmm.
And then the 2nd Battalion Preobrazhensky is also currently in the square zone of control, but it could disengage by making a morale check, then move through Rosen.
Yeah,
it's in line.
Make like a backward C.
Exactly, and that would connect it against the little battalion OOC who just got rallied from disorder.
Yes.
And what that does is it gets your Preobrazhensky guys forward 1 row deeper into the French position, which is very important.
Now, do I want to continue that same motif with the first
Semyonovsky? No, because there's no place for him to go.
He could go 2 axes forward.
He can't because he gets blocked by zones of control of the square.
I got you.
But his partners are the other 2 battalions of Semyonovsky Regiment. and they are in the back under Vystitsky.
Yes.
They can come up and take the places of 2nd and 3rd battalions of Preobrazhensky.
Oh, yeah, beautiful.
That way you keep full firepower against that square.
Yes.
So
and
what
I
that
advance forward. Yeah.
and you advance forward. So what you're doing is the people who are at the front are pushing forward, and the people who are staged in the midfield, they're moving up to take the front. So you're
It's almost like
filtering
blitzkrieg.
It's filter forward, exactly. Yeah.
Yep.
The other thing, so Eric, those guys are going to press forward first against the Westphalians, and then they have to keep pushing into the woods to avoid the French artillery.
Right, right.
They can't go against Ney yet.
Okay.
But after they, unless they get unless the artillery gets massed or whatever.
Right.
But after they reach the woods and chew up any remaining Westphalians, then they're definitely going to go east and southeast against Ney.
Okay. Cool, cool. Yeah, and I guess we'll be bringing up.
Brennan's going to come in behind so that I don't get attacked from the rear.
That's right. So we're going to fill up the green Kalacha Valley with the 2nd Corps.
Okay.
That's the red belted corps. They're going to go south to the point of the woods.
Right.
Right next to the out of command Westphalian battery.
Okay.
And then after that, they're going to follow the guards so that when the guards arrive against Ney, the 2nd Corps will also be arriving against Ney. So we'll have 2 corps against 1.
Okay.
And then they're going to go swamp Napoleon's heavy artillery battery together.
And you've also got to kind of keep the Italian guard at bay too.
So we're going to do that part using the 4th Corps, which is finished with its flanking action. It's going to pull back to Borodino Village and then go south to make a blockage between the Eugene and the rest of our army.
My thinking exactly is he's certainly fortified that area, shall we say, around those fletches. That's no longer a tasty target.
Right, and they've chosen their hill to die on. So
they're a prickly hill.
So they've hedgehogged it with a lot of their strong artillery and the old guard. So okay, let them be a hedgehog. Fine. We're not going to.
You are king of the hill.
Yep, they're welcome to stay there as long as they like. Yeah, until later in the game we'll come back around and look at them. So that's what. And then Mitch also the 1st Infantry Brigade of the Guards goes forward. The 2nd Infantry Brigade, that's Hrapovitsky and the Izmailovsky and Lithuanian regiments, they need to follow behind the 1st Brigade, and like they're going to be roughly where
I lost you.
It needs to get to.
We lost you for a second. Brennan?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Yeah, you just kind of cut out.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was weird. Yeah. So the 2nd Brigade, that's Hrapovitsky and it's Izmailovsky and Lithuanian regiments.
Yes.
They need to follow behind the 1st Brigade, behind Rosen, and they need to clear out of Borodino Village and get to where your gray hussar and your blue hussar are now.
Okay, so get back up on the plateau.
Right, because they're following behind the 1st Brigade. Because
rather than trying to just force my way through the valley there.
Leave that. You're going to pull out of the valley and give it to me.
Okay.
And then your 6-9s, your skirmish guys, they kind of have to stay there engaged one more turn. But the other parts of that regiment, they should follow behind Hrapovitsky so that all 3 of your brigades are rolling east and south, because you need to open up the Green Valley for the 2nd Corps.
Yep.
All right. Then what you need to do is with the 6th Corps, we need to start kedging them over towards, I guess, R12 or setting up some kind of.
I was going to move. So I've got the 24th Division commander, just 3 hexes northeast of the Great Redoubt. So the guys with the gray pants are going to move towards him in a direct line, whereas the ones in the white pants are going to kedge towards 12, which is just straight in front of them, shall we say, just slightly.
Okay, that's where
by R12.
Kapteevich is, right? 7th
Yeah,
Division.
yeah.
Okay,
So
cool,
I'm going to
cool.
try to, obviously I'm going to leave that firing line open. And if I can get a shot on those Lancers, it's going to be pretty brutal if we can leave that shot open.
Oh, well, we've also got a shot on his young guard that's disordered, that's right smack in front of them.
As a cavalry target.
No, that's infantry.
I'm talking about the one that's right next to your 5-7, the Smolensk ones.
Yeah. No, I know who they are. But this, I'm talking about the one that's just a little bit 2 hexes northeast. There's an infantry unit there.
Oh, the disordered one, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful target as well.
It is. So yeah, we can.
So I might prolong those and get one of and get a 2-hex shot on that disordered unit.
Or you could charge it with cavalry with dragoon.
Yeah, I guess I really can't. Oh, I actually can Kapsevich. No, he can't.
You
So
can't catch the guns. You can't prolong the guns. They're not active.
Yeah, so that's just going to be where they are. So we have to think about my firing lines there a little bit when we're moving. Okay.
Right. Well, I'm going to be moving. I'm going to activate the 12th Division, which is some of the infantry that's in and around, this area.
Mm-hmm. Right? Oh yeah, I totally see what you're. Yeah.
So I can probably bring some stuff up.
Yeah. So coordinate those gunshots.
Yes,
that would be great. I've got the command I need. That's for sure. This is a big turn. May the chits fall sweetly.
Yeah, from now on, we're going to have a lot of big turns. It's going to be fun. So, okay. Eric, do you need my extra chit?
So I would like to try to have 2 would be nice, because then I could do something with the 12th Division. And then if I had another one, I could do something with my cavalry. Something with maybe Duca's cavalry.
I think this could be a really good turn for Duca's cavalry. You have a couple of fairly far forward light cav groups. You have some infantry that some of it's disordered. One guy recovered the disorder, but is a possible target maybe for artillery or force him to square. And if you look a little deeper, De France's cuirassiers are exhausted, and just behind them there's an artillery battery. That's probably too hard to reach, but you could try. And you could route the French disorders off the flank of their wing there in the brush.
Okay. All right, so then I'll take one for Duca.
Yep.
Yeah.
That would be chit. We can wait a little until maybe the French have committed more of their chit before we start placing things.
Right.
So I'm going to keep one for my large artillery group. And Mitch, you also need to keep the bluff clear of the Guards cavalry, like where Borozdin is now. That's where my artillery is going to roll forward and try to set up. So you need to clear that nose there.
Okay. All those all 3 of those units that are up there behind the 14, 15.
Yeah, you've got infantry and cavalry, and like your white cavalry is probably staging forward, kind of near the Great Redoubt or even east of it. And it could possibly have a few targets, including possibly going in to charge the exhausted Lancers, although that's a bit of a stretch. So, that's stuff to look for.
Yeah,
he's got a lot of square stuff.
Yeah, leave the squares alone. You're looking for the cavalry guy.
Yeah. I'm just thinking about, there's opportunities. I'm just thinking, like, in a sense, opportunities to ride over squares. What's behind? It's not real well protected, but he's got that huge 1814. That thing is huge.
Yeah. No, we want to pick off the front fringe. There's no need to get that deep, or important cavalry regiments that are exhausted. Like those are the kind of targets.
Now, in general, I was going to try to be setting up sort of like 6 or 7 hexes north of R12 as a sort of my new line, if you will.
That's for the 6th Corps.
Okay.
But
Right.
the Guards Cavalry Division, which is all of your white cuirassiers, they should be setting up more or less where your blue and gray hussars are, and also that around where your 2 green dragoons are now. You could put the white cuirassiers there while the dragoons make a charge, kind of thing.
Okay. Okay.
Your
Okay.
guard it's gradually creeping southward and a little bit east and west, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right, but that's also going to keep him honest if he activates Nay and tries to push Nay out, into the out towards the Great Redoubt, or to try to come around, and join forces with the Young Guard. Then you having that cavalry there, he doesn't have any heavies that can counter it. He's hard, he's got light cavalry. He can send a bunch of lights over there, but no heavies. So that's
all that beautiful cavalry's over there in the forest making its end run.
Yep.
Wow.
Eric,
I'm
what you
so
just
glad that I don't have
described
to deal with that.
is a good example of why Mitch bringing up the 2nd Brigade of Guards Infantry, that's Hrapovitsky's brigade of Lithuanian Izmailovsky regiments, if they come up around where the gray and blue hussars are, this turn, they'll be staged to the midfield. And
Yep.
then if Ney does come forward, then that brigade will go into action against Ney out
Yeah.
on the flat.
Yep. Yep. And between the guns and those guys and the cavalry, it will make a mess of things. So
The
Cool.
other thing that the French might try with Ney, they actually could unmask Napoleon's battery. They might abandon the ravine and run backward and let Napoleon get a free shot up towards the Great Redoubt. If they do that, then we just don't go there, like leave it empty, because we don't want to get in front of Napoleon's guns.
right.
If I get a favorable chit pull, do you think I would want to limber the Emperor's guns and the guns that are next door and move them 2 forward and then unlimber them, like kind of basically right where that 14, 15 blue one is?
No, those 2 batteries should prolong southeast. Their primary target is a French artillery group under Fouché.
And
yeah, for sure.
The reason you're doing that is like your infantry battalion, who's currently in the way of that shot, will be out of the way, and you want to knock out with counter battery over 2 or 3 turns. You want to be knocking out Marchand's battery and Fouché's battery,
Oh, yeah,
so
we definitely want to take that 18 off the stack. That's for sure.
yeah, I mean, if you can see them, but Marchand and Fouché, if you can get them, because if you knock them out with long range counter battery over the next 2, 3, 4 turns, then as the infantry arrives into the woods, you will have knocked out those artillery batteries and they won't be a threat.
Yeah. Oh, I totally dig that thought. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm thinking about. Why did I want to maybe make a 2 hex push by limber and roll forward?
You don't need to, because you have 12 hex range, so you can reach Fouché even from where you are now. You don't even have to move, but you want to prolong forward.
Okay. Excellent.
Yeah, and then next turn you'll prolong again. That will get you up online with your Molotov, and then you'll have 3 batteries firing down at Fouché. Like,
well, that's what I meant. I mean, that's what I meant. I could limber and get there all in 1 turn.
No. You actually can't, because it's 5 movement points: 2 to limber, 1 to move, 2 to unlimber.
Oh, those are 5s, not 6s.
Yeah, you can do it.
I dig it. Okay.
Yep. What you do want to do with the Guards artillery that has reloaded,
Yes.
they want to move down to the east side of the Great Redoubt and take
Absolutely.
the place of Doktorov's guns under Monachtin and Doktorov, and take that position.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And Eric, what will happen then over about 1 to 1.5 hours as that stuff happens, then the Guard is going to start pushing against the west side of the French Young Guard.
okay.
So you need to hold on for about 4 more turns.
Okay. I'll do what I can. I think he's probably going to
Let's think
push
about
me
the
away
guns that I
from
got reloaded.
the line of the woods. I don't think I can hold that for too much longer, but
Let's talk about these two guns here real quick,
Yeah.
and this one as well. This one's a little bit clearer. These two, who do they need to be under command of right now so that we can move them effectively?
Kantakuzin.
Okay,
He's
but he's
been-
out of range, so they'll have to
okay.
catch.
They're gonna catch to him.
That's fine. And when they get in,
Kantakuzin should move to where Monachtin is now.
all the way over there.
Of course.
Okay. I'm digging it now. I'm digging it. Okay, it took me a
What's
minute.
because the guns are slow, so it's going to take them 2-3 turns to get down to where Doktorov and Monachtin's guns are now. But by the time they get there, your infantry will have arrived at the woods and be pushing east, so that your guns will arrive just in time to support the infantry from its, against its targets.
I dig it. It makes sense. Yep.
Eric, if when the time is right, you could fall back 5 or 8 hexes, back to the swamp.
yeah.
You could let that happen naturally, or you could do it actively. I mean, if you're putting Dukas cuirassiers into action this turn, you don't want to be falling back. You're actually going to hold the line a little longer.
Right.
But you may want to make that fallback roughly at the time when Kutaizel's guns run out of ammo.
Yes. Yeah. So I've got some of them have only got 1 turn left. Some have got a turn and a half left. So okay.
That's okay. Yeah. Also, Lowenstern, if his guns prolong forward, they could hook up with. You could recommand the 1st West 10th Horse Artillery Battery, currently marked for Sievers. You could mark that for 27th Division Neverovsky, and then it could join with Lowenstern. You'd have a 3-battery Grand Battery coming down that way.
Ooh, I like that idea. I'm going to go ahead and reassign them right now to the 27th.
Yeah.
Since the
Because,
27th
like,
Division is going to be doing some
Active.
excitement. Yeah, it's going to be active.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, and then I got the other gun rolled for its ammo. So now Lowenstern's entire battery is back in business.
Oh, that's huge. That's
yeah,
really
yeah,
huge.
yeah.
I mean, you're going to chew all kinds of people. And so you can, to some extent, you can actually open up the channel. There's a 1-hex hillock there, and then R27. You can either go basically the channel from Lowenstern down to R27 and into the wing of the French is a really good bowling alley for the artillery. You just have to clear it out of Dukas cuirassiers.
Right. Yeah, you're right. I can go that way, and I can also shoot the other way down into the Young Guard that are coming up through Semenyoevskoye.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you do use the cuirassiers, then if you keep the French Young Guard more or less in square, then that will give your infantry a fair shake against it. If the Young Guard's able to come out and fight in line, they're trouble.
Yeah. Well, he's already got a big stack of them. They're not in line. They're disordered, so they can. I'm just going to shoot at them for as long as I can and keep blowing away the guys that are in the square and see how much damage I can do. But
there's that little square on the nose. You could get infantry up against it as well.
Yeah, if the chit pull comes up, I've got some of the guys that are there with part of the 27th Division can come forward and line up and my idea was just to kind of, as you said a turn or two ago, jam up their deployment. Well, I think I did that fairly well last turn. So just keep doing that, so that way they can't deploy all their stuff the way they'd like to. They just have to kind of feed stuff in piecemeal or through narrow little channel, and then.
Oh, I thought that was gorgeous what you did, rolling into Semyonsky.
Oh yeah.
That was really sweet. That was some sweet move there.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Well, what's the don't don't let them get off. In fencing, we would call that an attack in the preparation.
It's killer.
Mm-hmm. So
They've got Faber fighter has right away. He's pushing you back, and then he just holds his hand up too long before he makes it attach. You get the wrist. Ooh.
Yep.
And you're gonna get that huge. You're shooting right at that huge stack of disordered units. That's gonna be gorgeous.
Yeah. No, he's gonna take some hits. So, my rules for the morale were not the best, but that's what happens. So, okay, cool. Well, I think we've got everybody set that needs to be set.
Yeah, let's go back to the main room.
Yep. We can go back up to the lobby.
I was thinking when your Doctor Who chime went off. I was thinking about when your Doctor Who chime went off. What a! I don't think there is an episode where he goes back to a Napoleonic battle, but that would be a great one.
I don't know. I don't think so. I know that there was a Blackadder anniversary special or something where Blackadder goes and shows up at Waterloo or something like that. But I don't
Yeah, like
know
the
of any.
doctor at Waterloo. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Wellington and all that.
Well, they did have during the first season, over 50 years ago, they did go to a lot of historical places. And so they did have a lot of episodes where they are in different historical locations, and not that they actually filmed it anywhere historical, because it's the BBC, they're on a budget.
Yeah.
But they did have more stuff where they were somewhere historical.
My journey with Doctor Who starts with Tom Baker.
Yeah, he was the first one I started watching in the 70s as well. And so then for a long time, all the stuff is kind of set. They do some stuff where they're like doing more outer space stuff. And then for a while, they do stuff where they're just on Earth. So during the third Doctor, he's helping out UNIT, and there's aliens who are always trying to invade England for some reason. Not sure where they're not showing up anywhere else, but they're showing up in England.
It must be for the food, I think.
Yes, it's definitely for the food and for the dental hygiene. And
Exactly.
and
the
so,
lovely ladies.
Yeah, and so they have most of the stuff is there, and then when Tom Baker rolls around, then he's liberated, and the TARDIS is able to travel around, and so you've got some historic stuff, but then some outer space stuff, and all that stuff.
Lots of good stuff. K9.
Oh yeah, gotta love K9 and Layla.
He had the great helpers too, or I don't know what the companions.
Companions, yeah. So, yeah, no, good times. I really, I
thought they were great. I really enjoyed watching it.
Well, and what's interesting is then, when Laura and I started to date, I said, oh, here you got to watch this, or here's the show that I like, or whatever. And so I've got all these videos, a lot of them that I recorded on VHS, channel 20, what was it? Channel 28, which is the local PBS station. And so a lot of the stuff, it's kind of got snow on it or whatever, because it's just coming in over the rabbit ears. And so then for Christmas, she started to give me VHS cassettes that she would buy them. I think the bookstore or somewhere had them, so she would buy them, and so
how cute!
Yeah, and then we would so I'd get them on Christmas, and then on New Year's Eve we would watch Doctor Who episodes. So yeah, so then when the kids were little, they saw Doctor Who episodes, and we made them watch a bunch of Star Trek stuff and everything else. So they became Doctor Who fans as well. So.
Star Trek, the original series, very good stuff there too.
No, it was mostly The Next Generation is what they watched.
Okay.
So yeah, they were more the Picard type of.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
It's
not Kirk, but it's not bad.
Yeah, the other show that we really liked was Stargate SG-1. That was a fun one. That had Richard Dean Anderson in it. And no, really, really fun, good show, good science fiction kind of stuff. And I heard that I guess they were going to come out with a new Stargate movie here at some point in time. So I'd be interested to see what that looks like. But yeah, that is my yeah. So needless to say, the reason I have the Doctor Who theme song and Doctor Who noises on my phone is when I'm teaching fencing. I'm in this big room, and I can remember when I first got my cell phone, my ringtone was the same as everybody else's. So if somebody's phone would go off, and I think it's mine, and no, it's not mine, and this and that. So I'm like, well,
Right.
I'm gonna get a sound that nobody is going to have. And sure enough, when mine goes off, everyone's like, what is that sound? So Jason Henke says, I absolutely love Doctor Who. Been a fan since I was a preteen with PBS at midnight on Fridays, half an hour at a time. Oh my gosh. Yeah, on PBS, our station played the entire either 1 or 1.5 hour episode every Saturday morning, like at 11 o'clock in the morning. So we didn't have to wait for the cliffhanger. They usually edited out the cliffhanger and jump straight to the next one. So, but yeah, then they did a big reboot of Doctor Who. I don't know what, back 10, 15 years ago, something like that. And they've got good special effects and really good writing and whatnot. So Doctor Who they're still making episodes, and I think it's the longest running television series in history. It's over 50 years it's been being broadcast. So
There are lots of lost episodes too, right? That were recorded over.
yeah, a lot of them from the early ones did get lost, and a number of them had been recovered because what would happen is it was all on film, and you would then run the show. It would be projected on a film onto a screen, and the television is looking at the screen.
Didn't they find a bunch of those old films like in
Yep,
Australia? Or
yep. They found a bunch of them in Australia, and so that was kind of interesting. Yeah, and what would happen is people would get the copies of the films, and then the school. It's a rainy day, or it's you're in the church, and it's an overnight event or something. They'd put on this Doctor Who episode because they'd have a film projector. And so that's, I think, where they found a number of them were like at elementary schools and at church basements and whatever else where people had gotten copies. And then they would just put them on to keep the kids entertained, on a rainy day or whatever, kind of like what we used to do with our stuff. So
Mitch, do you want to put a chit, maybe you already did, onto Dorokoff?
did I not? I meant to. That's
It's
what
kind
thought
of like
you
next
did.
to him, but it's not.
yeah, that's
it's
the
not.
six. The six is him.
Okay. And then Eric, did you want my chit number 4?
I took chit number 1. I put chit
Oh, you
number
took chit
1
number.
on Galitzin, not Galitzin, but
Okay,
Duca.
good.
Yeah, so I've
Okay, so I'm
got
gonna delete that
1,
one.
2, and 5.
Okay, very
Yeah,
good.
and
Yep.
then Karpov failed his role, so he is not doing anything exciting this turn. So we should have. Oh, I need to roll for Vial. See if he passes. 1 or 2. Oh, just missed it. Fiddlesticks.
Is that your light tab group then?
He is. Yeah, he's the one who's the 14th. He's got the Hussar and the Lancer that had done that charge over against Rick's cavalry a couple turns back. So
Right, and he theoretically belongs under Seaver's core, but then he wouldn't get his light tab roll.
he's way too far away to be under Seaver's command, so he'd have to get a lot closer before he did.
Yep.
But if he did, then I could, with Seaver, if I activated Seaver, then I could activate him, the light cavalry, and then the 4 dragoon divisions in one fell swoop. So
that's a lot of cavalry.
That could be. That could be. All right. Well, I expect things are going to be getting exciting this turn.
It's definitely coming into the meat of the action now. It's like this is the core of the battle is going to heat up.
Yep.
One thing to be aware of over the next few turns is that Rick does have artillery, which is going to start arriving into the brush.
Right.
And if they end up eventually unmasking Drouot's big group of horse artillery, it's going to be a whole different picture than it is at the moment. I think that Lowenstern and everything sort of through Semyonovska is probably in great shape.
Right.
But the grenadier line along the woods doesn't
we'd have to bug out. Yeah.
You have to, and it's no problem. You can give up 5 or 8 or even 10 hexes and reform back there, but just you don't want to get tagged by all that artillery.
Yeah. No, my objective is to try to plug that up, try to make it hard for him to deploy those guys, and just try to jam things up as best I can.
I think the fundamental thing on the French side is it's actually surprisingly way more effective to lead that drive through the brush if you're doing it. You lead with the artillery, not leading with the infantry. It's counterintuitive, but it does work a lot better.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's safe from a cavalry counterattack for starters.
And it takes artillery forever to work its way through the brush, but if you commit to that time, then it really can vaporize any Russian resistance in the brush because the Russians can't respond at a range of 3 that the artillery can hit it at. So it actually they have to leave. Exactly. So an artillery drive through there is actually more effective than what we're seeing here by the French, but that's for next game. The other thing, looking at the French use of the reserve cavalry, it's very scattered. Like the army was designed and the reserve cavalry was designed to be used as a single integrated fist. And what they've done is they've taken individual very powerful divisions and sent them hither and yon on missions. Off to the west, when they felt under threat by our flanking move, they took
a brigade,
a very powerful cavalry division over there, and Saint Alphonse, and it stopped a lot of the action that was going on against the flank. But that was half the corps, half of the reserve cav corps.
Yeah.
So by being there, its presence is very threatening and defensive, but they lost the ability to use it as a offensive force.
Right. Well, and I think I told you, if you look, they are moving all of these cavalry leaders off through the woods towards, I presume, the center. So they're going to start kedging all of that stuff that's there back towards the center.
Well, maybe they
Which
figured out they got to get it out of the way.
probably that's a decent thing to do with them, but they probably shouldn't have gone there in the first place.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
At least they're undoing the bad thing they did.
Yeah, it's going to take them though. Most of that heavy cavalry
Hours.
can only move 2 hexes per turn.
Yeah, it'll be a 2-hour process.
Yeah.
Yep. And in 2 hours, the Russian Guard will be arriving against the center. So that's just exactly when we want to see them.
It'll be there just in time, in the nick of time to save Napoleon.
To join the other route. They saw the Poles get routed in front of them the first time. Now they're going to see the French get routed as they arrive.
Oh, always something fun.
I'm absolutely terrified of the Guard, and thank God they are not coming towards me.
No, they're
the old Guard.
They're
The old
going where
Guard,
we're
yeah.
leaving.
Yep, just keep sucking them in.
It's a big, strong hedgehog over there. Lots of cuirassiers and old Guard, heavy artillery. Ain't nobody taking that hill.
That's the strongest. That's the strongest spot on Earth in 1812. Right there. That is the most powerful spot on Earth.
They're protecting the French army's line of retreat.
An impregnable force.
Yep. No. So we'll see where they decide to put it. They've got.
And we're happy to oblige them to retreat here, because you're not much engaged, but there's not much left for you to wipe out.
Yeah, I mean, you've only got a few units left that are even in your zone there, right? 1, 2,
On the west?
3. Yeah, over there on the west. There's only a handful
if we didn't have stuff heating up in the center, I would enjoy continuing to flank left and try to tie up and grind down the French light cavalry. It was just reaching the terrain point. There's an open clearing back there,
right,
where you actually can start grinding the French light cav, but the timing's not right.
Yeah. Well, it's all right.
Yep. Like, rather than leaving them out there after they finish the firing line in the brush, it just makes more sense to reconsolidate back to anchor at Borodino Village.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah. Centralize that force. We don't want to be accused of the same thing we're accusing the French of.
Exactly. The force has done its job, and I mean,
centralize those guys. Yeah.
If they hadn't reinforced that hedgehog, then they probably would keep going. But because that hedgehog is there, there's no need.
That's the Maginot line right there.
There we go. Cool. All right.
I think they're fairly far along in setting up their jets.
Yeah, I think they were just rolling for light cavalry, it looks like. So it looks like they're throwing Ney in, and they've got the Young Guard active as well, and then it looks like the 16th Division of the Poles and the 1st Corps. Yeah, so they got some excitement happening for what it's worth.
At the moment, it doesn't look like they're activating Drouot's horse artillery.
No, they don't have anywhere for it to go.
So it's taking a defensive posture rather.
Yeah.
I'm just shaking my head.
Yep.
That's the primary mobile striking force of this French army, and it's sitting in back instead
Here
of.
we go. The gang's all here. Hooray!
Yeah, the gang's all here. And anything 9 or below is an assigned. The 10 and above are rolls, so they'll all be light cavalry. So
Okay, cool.
I have to step away for just a second. They can fill you in.
It looks
Okay. Cool. So it looks like we've got. So Robert, you've got the couple of cavalry
Yeah,
groups
so
out here.
Ornano has a moo, and Chastel has a moo, and then the guard down below me has a moo as well.
Okay. Oh, are you taking over the guard, Robert?
No, not yet.
What? Come on, he's over on your side of the road. You should just say, "I'll move him when the chit comes up."
It's Napoleon.
Oh, okay. All right. Then we move a little further over. It looks like, as you know, has a chit.
Yeah.
And looks like Guillaume got a roll. Looks like Nay's got a chit. The Young Guard's got a chit. Pajol got a roll. First Division or First Corps got something. Kaminsky made his check. And then Krasinski, 16th Division's got something. And then it looks like Pierre got a roll. Okay, cool. All right, over on our side, they're opposite the First Corps. We've got I think that's the 8th Corps. Yeah, Borizin. Duca's Heavy Cavalry Division is activated. The 12th Division of Infantry is then over by the Great Redoubt. We've got a Light Cavalry Division. Is that a Light Cavalry or is that a mixed cavalry division? With Dorokov.
It's mixed. It has the 2 Hussar regiments and also the Dragoon Brigade.
Ah, okay. And then the Lavrov's Corps of the Russian Guard, and then Oilers got a whole bunch of like a grand battery there in Borodino. And then what else have we got? And then Platov has got his Cossack corps or group over in the west. So that's it for us.
Yeah, the Russian 4th Corps under Tolstoy is too strung out, so it's taking an operational pause.
There you go. Okay, cool. I think we got everything all set. We can start drawing some chits. So we should probably put ours
15?
in.
What's this 15? Yeah, what's this
2.
15?
We haven't put the Russian chits in.
Ah.
Okay. All right. Everybody's in the bucket. All right. I'll go ahead. I'll give it a shake. Shake, 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 shake. Come on. Shake, 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 shake. People that are watching at home get the joke because they can see me shaking the thing. All right. And then let's go ahead and pull. It is French number 3, followed by French number 1, followed by French number 5. We got a whole bunch of French stuff all going.
Hey, Mitch, you want to go to 1?
Oh.
All right. And I guess number 1, that's you, Rick. So let's go down to game room number 2. Do, 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 do.
Who did I get?
All right.
All right. You've got all kinds of exciting stuff that you can do.
Is it though? All right, I'm gonna go to components.
Compons, the people with the brown pants. Yep.
Let's take a look at these guys.
They're
So
all
these guys are gonna move into there.
okay.
These guys. All right. It's 2, right?
Yep, cost 2 to move through the brush.
Well, they're in line, so it's 2.5, right?
No, so
5.
it's an extra 1 for every hex if you're in line. So it costs 3 to move through the brush. 2 for the brush and 1 for being in line.
So I could do this then. 1, 2 to there. Okay. All right. I have to do the ordering of this right. All right. These guys are gonna go here.
Okay.
This guy's gonna go 3, 6 to there.
Okay.
This guy's gonna go to there. 3, 6 to there.
Okay.
This guy's gonna pull back to there. This guy is gonna go into there. It's gonna go into there. Look at that. It's not like I'm planning to route or anything. Okay, so those guys are done.
Okay.
Let's see. Next, I would do Preont for 8. Is it 4?
So the woods
3.
are 3.
3.
Yep. And you're in general
I'm gonna
order.
go 3, 6 to there.
Okay.
These guys. Oh. Move to there. They're retiring. Or chilling like a villain, however you want to look at it.
Well, I'm the Russian, so they're definitely villains.
Come on. He's out of command still. All right. So Preont is done. Can I turn? I can make a formation change, right?
You
In
can, yeah. I
stop?
mean, if you're
Or do
in
I have to make a
command,
leader roll
for what?
to change formation when I'm adjacent to an enemy?
No, you'd make the formation change, but then you'd have to.
You just
There
get
might be
opportunity
opportunity
fire.
fire. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna make a formation change into line. This guy here.
Okay. So I'd get a shot at him. I'm
Yeah.
16 halves, so it's going to be 8. So 8 to 7, it's a 1-to-1 shot, and that's a miss. Okay. Now I think when you do that, I can reaction move with this guy.
With the formation change?
Well, I don't know. You're in my zone.
But it doesn't use movement points.
To do a formation change, you use movement points.
Do you?
Don't you? You have to spend 1 movement point to change formation for infantry.
I guess you're right.
Yeah.
All right.
So just pull out. Now you can take a shot at me with whatever
Yeah,
half
I'll
your
teach
printed
you to do
values.
that.
It's going to be a 4 to something. No.
54.
Miss. Close, but no cigar. Okay. All right.
All right. Those guys are done. Now I will look at what do I want to do next? I will how do we feed the beast?
Well, you got
So
Campan's done.
4,
You've
2,
got
4.
Friant done. So are you over at Gerard now?
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to decide if I want to do him or Rat first. I think I want to do Gerard
So
first.
the guys that are adjacent, yeah, well, except for the guy that's kind of behind the lines who's out of command, but those guys could pull back if you wanted to.
At half movement point, right?
Well, they have half movement, but
Yeah.
they would have to make a morale check to do so. But that would be, that's one way to get the disordered guys out of the line, and then you can feed other people in theory.
Right. So I will make a morale check. And if I fail the morale check, I route?
Since they're already
Or I
disordered,
don't
yes.
move?
No, if you fail, they rout.
Okay, why would I do that with a -3? I mean, I'm 16, but now if I move a unit into it, does that unit become disordered?
Yes. So if you put anybody on that stack, they become disordered as well. So that's why it's, if it's the sort of thing where you're trying to get those guys, and as long as we're adjacent, you can't recover your morale. So you're just kind of stuck there.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do Gerard then. These guys are going to change formations. I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah, change formation, and then I'm gonna move to there.
Okay, so they're in column. Okay.
Yeah.
Got a whole
Just
bunch of, a
stack
stack of
them.
ambulatory units there.
And I can just
half dead or
form
mostly
the
dead.
whole thing and then like put all the wounds on it, right? And then
Oh, you mean as
I
far
will,
as reconstituting them?
yeah.
Yeah, but I mean,
So
if
it
you're
makes
more
me
than
feel
half,
like it's
if you're more than
bigger.
half dead, you still have to break them down.
Oh, do you? Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to find a healthy, and I'm sure there's one. Maybe not. I'm gonna go ahead and make a roll on those guys to disengage.
Okay, so chuck a paradise. Well, wouldn't you know
Oh
it?
my god!
So they're going to lose an increment. So the top unit loses an increment, and then they're going to route back. But it's a good thing that you opened up a
2,
gap
4,
there.
6,
2, 4, 6, 8,
9,
10,
10,
11. 11, yeah.
I guess I go there.
Yep.
To 11, right?
Yep.
6, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Sigh. All right. And then these guys will go 3, 6. We will be facing that way. I guess. No, I was tempted to think about assaulting, but I won't. The other guys. Let's see. Those guys will. What's their morale? 16 again. Can I roll 11 twice in a row? That is. I'm gonna attempt to roll those guys.
Okay.
And the answer is yes.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4,
so now
5,
you got to figure out where they go.
2,
So they've
4,
got
6,
to.
8, 9, 10.
They might have to go through somebody else, right? So you
Oh,
move
on the side.
away there. So now you are 1, 2 away. So then you would go there.
away.
Now you're 3, 1, 2, 3. You can't go there because you'd be 3 from that guy. So you got to go there or
4.
there. Yep.
All right, I'll go there.
Yep. And so now
What
one.
do we
So
say?
1,
That's
2, 3,
2,
4
4,
away.
6.
Yep.
7. 8.
Well, you can go. Yeah.
9.
There's nobody there. 9.
Yeah. 10. 11.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So let's see. Yeah. You should be fine there.
Yeah, I should. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So
Just
guy
show them
Gerard
as
artillery needs to make a roll.
Yep.
Oh, let me flip that guy over. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, and the other guy
Oh,
too.
you already did.
Yeah, that guy needs to be marked as routed as well. There we go.
Okay, I need to give this guy a wound. Hold on. Or
Yeah, they would. Yeah. So the top unit there.
relieving the Zoc. Okay.
Yeah. And this
Got
guy,
it.
he already had a wound on him, so we just upgrade that too.
Oh, I ended up giving another one.
Yeah, I took care of it. Oh, you took care of it. Okay, cool.
No, I was just deleting this one. All right.
Cool. All right, we got
Okay.
that taken care of. All right.
Now we will roll for Gerard artillery that just got ran over.
Yep. And you'll have a minus 12, but a
course.
plus. Yeah. Okay. He doesn't care. Okay.
Stupid.
Cool.
All right. Now.
And you,
I don't know you got anybody left for Gerard to move
Nope,
at this
there's a-
point. It's just Moran's
Can
people.
move the artillery.
that's just yeah, that was just officers, so he's fine going over that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're good. Yeah, there's no way of like. I could. It's only one unit. I'm trying to decide if I want to move Gerard back to one of the routing units. Since it's only one unit up front right now. But.
Well, do you have any ADCs? So it looks like Davu's got an ADC here, right? You could move him over to try to put him with one of the stacks. And then during the leader phase, there might be another leader floating around out here somewhere that you could.
I had another one, but you shot him in the head, so he had to be replaced.
Yeah, well, that's tough.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll move him over. When do I move him now?
Yeah, because he's part of that
division?
core. Yeah, and the core is active, so you could move him over there now.
Yeah, I'll just move over there. All right, I will switch over to. I'm gonna put him there. I'm gonna switch over to Morant. I would declare an assault with Morant.
You want to do anything like unlimber this guy while you're still on Gerard?
But the thing is where am I going to limber him? Because all the infantry is going to be in front of it. And it's going to block my infantry from swinging around, right? I mean, I could move it 5, 6, 7, 8, like put it up here just to be shot at if you want. But I can't put it here and here because I got, stuff going in there and or retreating out through there at some point.
Right.
But if you want it way up there, I'm more than willing to put it way up there.
What's artillery in the brush? It's 5.
It's 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can go 5, 6, 7, 8, unlimber 9, 10.
Rick, you
Is
used
it 2 to unlimber or 3?
It's 2.
Rick, you used the retreat word in front of the emperor. You didn't use the R word in front of him.
I know, right?
It's what we call
So
strategic withdrawal.
relocate.
Relocation. Strategic
Okay,
relocation.
I mean, I yeah,
Here,
whatever, I
just go
was-
ahead, do whatever, Rick.
Yep.
The emperor has enough things on his own plate. So
Exactly. Leave me alone. No, I'm kidding. I don't have any place I want to put it that I feel won't get in the way with what I'm trying to do at this point.
Yep.
And or potentially disrupt you. If I had another artillery piece I could like gang up, might be more interesting. So I'm going to declare an assault because that's what Rick does.
mm-hmm.
Just checking out my boys. You've got a little bit of damage. So I'm going to send in, let's see, what's closest to this stack of bad guys? 3?
Probably these guys.
1, 2, 3, 4.
4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 4 looks like what it is. 1,
Okay,
2,
so let
3,
me-
4, 5. Yeah, so 4 is the closest Russian unit.
So we will be, so F. We will be sending in these 2 guys. Now, can I change formation as part of the assault, spending the movement points, or do I set the formation before I do the assault? In other words, can I move up in column and 2 hexes away, switch to line, and then go into the line? And attack?
There, I was looking for it and I couldn't find it. I think there is a morale check if you change a formation during the assault. But I
Okay.
couldn't find it when I was last looking at the.
Well, let's assume that is true. So I'm going 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna make a morale check to try and change. And if I fail, do I just become disorder and change, or do I not change and I become disorder? What happens if I fail?
I don't know. I mean, is Brennan in the room with us?
He's up in game.
He went down to the other room there.
Oh. I mean, you might.
Well, let me roll and see if it matters. How about that? Forget it. I'm just doing it.
Yeah, you have to pass a morale check.
26, I pass.
Yeah, you have
For
to make a morale
15.
check if you change formation after an assault's been declared.
Okay.
Is there any
where
modifier?
is that, Robert?
It's 16.4.
16.4.
Now I'm using notebooks, so I'm
Oh, good.
not looking at the rules.
Rolling.
Somebody is.
Thank
Whoa.
you, Eric, for giving that.
So yeah, so 16.4.3, maneuvering on the battlefield was far from a certain business. Once an assault had been declared, units may only voluntarily change formation if they successfully pass a morale check. If they fail, they disorder. If adjacent to the designated target, they will conduct their assault already in disorder during the assault mode. If not adjacent, they will halt in their current hex and the assault is canceled. Okay, well, I think they passed with a 26. There doesn't look like there's any modifier.
I was having fun with Notebook. I had it make a podcast about the rules.
Oh, cool.
1, 2, 3, 4.
They're really funny.
Do you have like
See, I think
these people chatting
send-
with each other?
Yeah, I'll send you a link. It's funny because they said we're not gonna. They start talking about it, and then they said we're not gonna go into detail.
so. This stack here is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4.
It can't. It's out of
legit?
command.
No, it wasn't.
It
Moran,
is. Right, and Moran is
Yeah, he's
is
got
over
these
here.
four
They're
away.
out- yeah, they're
Okay.
out of command. Yeah.
I thought I had looked at them. The one behind. Yeah.
Yeah.
They can't
No,
move.
they're out of command. That's a good point. Good point. Good point, Eric. Okay. Okay. You're just gonna force my hand then?
I'm sure you'll be
Um,
brilliant.
Not really. 2, 3, 6. Huh. Okay, Napoleon, how aggressive do you want me to be? That's all I'm asking.
That's all. It's up to you.
On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest and aggressive, where do you want me to be?
Yeah, just
It's a simple question. Just give me a
push the
number.
assault.
That sounds like a 10. All right. I'm going to declare another assault. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 away.
Where's the stack?
It's coming from this guy.
That's not 6
I'm gonna
away.
go
It's
1,
still 4
2,
away.
3, 4, 5. Oh, 6. Yes. 4 away, but he's 6 away. So he's still got 1 movement point. So he's moving up to there.
Okay. So 1, 2.
Oh, wait. It's more because you're not skirmishing.
He's
Is there
not. He's
anything
just
that's slowing me
regular.
down skirmishing wise? Let's look, because I always forget to look. No,
No,
this
I don't have
guy.
any. Yeah, but he's
2,
canceled by the other guy.
yeah.
So this
Okay,
guy's
so I'm gonna
canceling
go
him.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that legit?
Looks legit. Now I can.
When it's here, you can.
I can either reaction charge
move,
or move away.
no, reaction move or opportunity
Or
charge.
opportunity charge. That's what it's
when
called.
I'm here.
Either
Okay.
when you're there or when you're there, whichever of these two hexes you move into, right? And this guy could also.
Yeah.
So if you go there, so which way did you go is the question.
I'm gonna go where it's at.
So you're there. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
'Cause I don't want that 11-11 spanking me.
Okay.
Because it will.
Cool.
I mean, you wouldn't do that, would you, Eric?
Yeah, not at all. I'll let you move one closer. Tell me where you're going to go.
I'll go to there.
Okay. So now I can move back. And let's see.
6.
I will move back here.
Now, do I move one more and then for 7 and then I disorder because I fail? Or how
No.
Nothing. You can stop right there. You don't
Yeah.
even have to move any further. You can change formation to line if you want to be in a little different defense there. So, or you can change formation into square. But that might not be a great idea with all that cannon sitting down on you.
Well, I mean, I just got cannon all over the place. Well, can I change who I'm assaulting at that point? Probably not.
You've got one more movement point. You could move forward one more.
Because I could, commit suicide and move to there. I'm going to get shot at regardless. So why would I move to there and assault those guns?
Okay. So go ahead, put a marker on him. He started 4 away.
Are we sure I can change targets like that, though?
You didn't declare a target. It's not like a charge.
Oh, you just keep going until you hit somebody?
Yeah.
Or run out of movement.
Okay. That's cool. Sounds kind of weird to me. All right. I will now declare another assault because this is what I do. Got it. You got all my stuff beat up, Eric. What's up with this?
Machinations of fate.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And you can actually move through your disordered unit with no penalty.
Thought I disordered.
No. If you stay in the hex with a guy that's disordered, you would.
All right. Well.
So, you could do a charge against this guy over here.
An assault.
Could.
Yeah.
Yeah, an assault. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Yeah. So just bump.
I'm gonna. Why would I do that? 1, 2, 3. So why would I declare an assault? I'm gonna fail my morale check, so it doesn't matter. But it's exciting to think about it. An assault one of these guys in line. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he's 2.
All right, let me move my leader out from underneath you. He's got to go to a neighboring unit.
Yeah, get out of there.
Okay.
Why does he got to go to a neighboring unit? Oh, the one
Because you
stepped on
moved on top of him.
Yes, I'm sorry.
We're
thought
being
that-
nice to you, Eric. You don't have
Yeah.
to leave. It's all good.
Yeah.
All right. This guy is gonna declare 1 hex there. This guy's gonna fail though. AR1. Okay.
He's actually 2 hexes away, right? Because he started here, so he's 1, 2 hexes away, just
Thank
the
you.
same as this guy. Yeah.
Thank you, Eric.
Just as a, why didn't you think of bringing him into that square and assaulting?
Okay, fine.
Either.
I'll do it there. Okay. You can be that guy. All right, I'll do that. And then, because I got more guys, so why not? And he said to be aggressive. You all heard it.
I did. It's on YouTube for all posterity.
Oh no!
Okay, these 2 guys. Yeah.
I didn't mean it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 away. We'll go 1,
No,
2, 3.
you're 4 away. 1, 2,
This?
3, 4. Right? Because this guy here, 1,
5,
2,
right?
3, 4. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that guy.
From here?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he
there.
started there. Sorry. Yeah, so
No,
that's
no,
5.
That's fine.
Okay.
So, for the YouTube, does it pick up the what we're saying in all the rooms as well?
No, it's only whatever room I'm in is the audio that's happening. So if you guys are, so obviously, if you guys wanted to listen to what we were discussing in Russian H quarters, you guys could watch it, but we wouldn't know what's going on in French. That's not being recorded unless I were in that room with you guys.
Which is why I've purposely avoided watching your YouTube videos.
Yeah. Well, and I appreciate that.
6. So these guys are gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It'll give me something to watch after the game. After it's over.
Yes, you can watch endless hours. Just put it on double speed, and we all sound like chipmunks as you're going along there.
Let's see if I can do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then can I go 60 here and then expand into skirmish? For
Well,
7?
your guy's only got 3 increments, so he can only be in a single hex in skirmish.
He can go 1.
So he would cover just a single hex.
2, 3,
4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7 converts him into. Yep. So that's where he's at.
I'm gonna do the next guy and do the same because I never do skirmishers. And this way, Eric will be like, "Good job, Rick." No, really. And then these guys,
I mean, you could have taken 2 of those, put them into skirmish, and so it'd be 1 to there and 2, 3.
What?
You would just have them stacked, 1 in each hex.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's still, they still can't get any further. 1, 2, 3,
4. Yeah, I'll do that with those guys. Now the disordered guys, can I run through these guys to get away, and does it disorder them?
Does what disorder? You can move through disorder.
So, like, can I go like that?
No, the disorder guys can't go anywhere. right? You're out of
Oh, they're
command.
not in command. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
right. And they're
Sorry.
fine. They're not gonna. They're gonna absorb some shots or whatever, and help your other guys. You know.
Well, will they though? All right, Moran is gonna move to there. You guys will move to there. I'll move the guns up with I can do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait,
Mhm.
Moran, yeah.
Oh, not with the.
With an infantry, just counts as 6
Oh yeah,
points,
they can.
right?
Yeah.
Does it
No,
have to go into line or
they count as 12, but yeah. No, they can.
do they take the same formation as the infantry is what I'm asking.
Yeah.
Okay. And then these guys were out of command. So why?
You left your
Moran guy.
You left your ammo
One.
behind.
Gotta have that. Thank
One
you.
shot. Oh no, it was 7.
It was full. What are you talking about?
So that was Gerard's gun that you opted to leave where it was.
Yeah, Gerard's gun should still be there. Oh, did
Right,
I
you
accidentally
picked it
drag it
up.
out?
Yeah, so it should
Oh,
still be
sorry.
there. The other guys, yeah.
Oh,
Wait.
now this.
Yes. Yeah.
That's,
No, I'm talking the other stack. Yeah. We got.
and that
I
stack's
got
too big to.
confused.
That stack's too big to stack with them.
Yeah. Hold on. I got confused. Sorry, Eric.
No, that's okay.
All right. Now the Morand one over here. He's gonna go 1, 2. Erg. I'm just gonna leave him there. I got some more Moran guys. Jesus. 1, 2.
Well, if
6.
I don't know if you let's 1, 2, 3, 6. I mean, if you took that stack and unlimbered, you couldn't unlimber there. If you unlimbered here,
1, 2, 3.
you
4.
got a shot right down that.
Yeah. It's true. Good job. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. What's the medium range? 2 to 3 to what? 3 to 5?
3 to 5 is medium.
Yeah. 4, 5. So 1, 2, unlimber. All right, I'll do that. 1, 2.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
To there, maybe.
Yeah, you could take that whole stack, unlimber it there, and you're at.
He can't take the whole
Well, I
stack
can't take
because
the
the
whole
other guys
stack,
are out of
but-
command.
Yeah.
Oh, they were.
He
part
dreams
of
of taking the whole stack, but. And then these guys. Sorry, I'm taking so long. We'll just do that for now. And move into this hex. Those guys. I think I've gotten all of Moran's stuff. Have I missed anything?
This is one of your core guns, I believe.
Oh yeah. So I could load
Try to
him
limber it.
up.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll try to load D6, right?
Yep.
A 3.
Yep, that'll do it.
So 1.
Yeah.
So 1, 2
Where's
to
he at?
limber.
Sorry. 1, 2 to limber. 3, 4, 5, 6. He's like an actual gun, right?
He's a decent
that's
gun. Oh,
5.
he's only got 5
1, 2,
movement.
3. So 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'll start moving them up, I guess. One, 2, 3. I'll just move to there. Again, I don't want to get in your way. But at least he's limbered. You can move next turn. All right. Oh, I have one last guy. Sax. Do I want to move him? think I'm keeping him in reserve, so we'll leave him there. I am going to move the cavalry. And I will just move 1, 2, 3. Or 5. Let me know if I'm getting in your way. Mr. Napoleon.
No, you should be all right.
2. Is it 4? 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 6, 12, 6, 8. So I'm not overstacked. Okay. And then can move the artillery up, but I don't want to. I don't want to move him. I don't want to move him. These guys are reserved to replace Friant. So we'll move them up a little bit, I guess. Do that. Okay. I think I'm done.
All right. That was exciting.
Carnage.
Lots of carnage.
Yeah, until I route everything, but whatever. Fill all my checks.
All right. What did we draw? So we got Russian number 1.
I mean, you get to react to all this stuff, so it's kind of like a moot point.
Yep.
But,
I do. Let's see. Russian number 1. That happens to be this heavy cavalry here. All right. So I have to figure out how to do this. All right. So everybody is in command.
At least you went before your stuff.
Yeah. And then I need to do 3 hexes in a straight line, correct, in order to get the doubling effect. Okay. Right. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. All right. So I can get a bunch of people lined up over there. All right, let's see here. I can have this guy is just going to fade back here to the hill, I think. And this guy can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And change the way he's facing. Yeah, I think that's it. And then we'll plunk a charge marker on him. Let's see. This guy here can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, I think just there's no other 9 on the board, is there?
9 what?
French Moon 9.
I don't know.
There's one assigned here, but it's not on the board. Just let me, because it was de France.
Oh, so you're placing a moon now?
It was as I had it assigned. I know I've got it assigned on my chart. I got it. It was he was assigned 9, and I forgot to place him on the board. I'm sorry about that. That's why.
Okay. Nothing like waiting to the last minute.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I was going. Wait a minute. I thought I had another. But
Okay.
I assume he's in line, not column.
Oh, yeah. There. I got to do that thing. Where they
Yeah.
do that thing. Okay. And this guy.
wait a minute. What? Start again with him.
With who?
The one that you just.
Galitzin was here, and the leader just moved there.
Yeah, he's saying the cab that you just moved there under the leader. How did you move him?
The cav was over there. He moved over this way to there.
Well, as soon as you get to here, I can reaction.
Can you?
I can opportunity charge you there.
How can you opportunity charge me? Your zone goes out this way.
My zone. Look at the size.
I'm looking at your
What
formation.
page do you want him to look at?
This unit here
Okay.
is the size of, and his opportunity is a straight line across because he's only 4.
Yeah, so remember when he's in line, Eric, it does that weird opportunity thing. So let's look at that. Let's find what page it's on. It's different in this rule set. I just don't know. I'm trying to find the page for you.
I mean, I'm on page 51 is where it says opportunity charge, right? Reactive cavalry may make opportunity charges on active enemy units while they are moving, not charge movement, which would be a reaction charge. Whenever an enemy unit moves into, attempts to move from, or expends movement points in the opportunity zone, the cavalry may attempt to opportunity charge. Each cavalry stack whose opportunity charge zone has been violated may attempt an opportunity charge once for each triggering event.
I think what he's referring to, whether it's correct or not, is the illustration on top of page 51.
Yep.
Where it says reaction charge zone illustration in line.
When it's only when it's 4 hex or less, I have that lower reaction charge zone illustration. So.
But it still only goes out 2 hexes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So as soon as you're here, I have the opportunity.
Okay. Roll for it.
Well, I haven't decided. I'm trying to think what you're doing here.
I could do
So
it.
you
So
brought
just
it up for no very good reason. Okay.
I'm just saying I could. That's all.
Yeah.
That's fucking funny, dude.
Yeah, yeah. And let's go if I
Do you want to be a speed bump or not? That is the question.
So, no, I'm not going to opportunity.
Okay. Thanks for at least getting us to think about the rules.
Well, let's see. Let me think about that again now.
The only thing you do is you stop him from charging my light infantry and into my assaults, maybe?
So he's
Because if I was him, that's what I'd be doing, right? Force light infantry away, slam into the flank of the assaulting unit, which then routes over the other assaulting unit, which then that route. I mean, I can see it all in my head right now. It's all good.
all right. Yeah, I will not opportunity.
All right.
Is his movement finished?
Yeah, I'm going up to the lobby.
How far in a game
Hey,
like
guys.
this would the group get?
So,
Eric?
Brennan, I'm going to be doing a bunch of charges because I got Duca's cavalry came up.
Yeah.
So I'm going to we need somebody here who knows the rules so we can
Sure.
kind of go through that.
That'd be great.
Yeah. So I got 3 cavalry charges assigned so far. These ones here. So I'm trying to figure out, okay, what I execute them and then we do the results, or how does it work for the movement? We just move it and then we roll, or how?
Finish the move. You finish, if you're done with moving all your units, you now do the charge.
Okay. Right.
The charge move.
Okay. So
Eric,
I've got.
if the charges contact units that are going to retreat, that is to say, let's say heavy cav contact light cav, or heavy cav contact skirmishers that are going to be retreating, then you keep on moving. So that unit retreats out during the charge movement, and the charge keeps going. Like if you recall off that target, then you can hit a different target kind of thing.
Okay. All right. So trying to figure out, but so my curiosity or my question is, he's got a couple of light cavalry back here. I don't know what they can do.
Yeah. The one that you're contacting, the 12th chasseurs.
Yep.
It has a little bit of a space to retreat before combat at the moment, but not very far.
Well, I'm not charging it.
Okay. Well, then,
so I wasn't sure if I should charge it or if I should just put my guy there to kind of block stuff that's going on later in the turn, because
I really have a question here too, because whether I do a reaction to that will depend on whether if he charges with this one, can I do whichever one it is, once he's declared the charge, the reaction
charge.
Can I reaction charge through there? He's only 4 increments, so he's got
But you can't reaction charge through my units is the thing.
I think I can reaction charge through your skirmisher.
No.
Why not?
You can reaction charge through clear terrain or through a square or through your own skirmisher, but not through an opposing skirmisher.
Okay. All right. Then, okay. So in that case, then I will do the opportunity charge on him there. So I have to
make back one, or
Okay.
No, I'll do it. I'll do it there.
Okay. So roll your dice.
Because
The 12th chasseurs are trying to opportunity charge the cuirassier that came up on the flank.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
so
And the reason it can do that is it's 4 increments or less in the hex. So that line, it's pointing that way, but it can make a rotation
right.
into the column. Yeah.
Okay.
So
All right. So now you're attacking me at probably some horrible odds.
So
probably.
You do
From
change
a-
your
from
facing
a-
though, Eric.
Why do I change my facing? My facing is facing towards him.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at the
Yeah.
wrong guy. I was reading the leader on. Sorry.
So I have a question. Why would he do this? Because
Because
he's
that
not charging
happens-
with it.
Because
He's
that
pinning-
happens
pinning the
first.
unit, diverting the unit.
No, but you're diverting it from one. He's not charging anything.
All right. So I'm going to have 88 to your 22.
No,
So it's
more
you're
like-
at 1
more
to
like
3.
I'm 12.
1 to 3 minus 5. Yep.
So I'm 1 to 3. Yeah.
Yep.
And you've got
I've got a leader there.
Yeah,
34. So minus 5, that's going to make it a 26, which is attacker routes.
So he routes.
All right. And
Now, the Russian regiment gets to regroup, and then at the end of the regroup, it's tired.
Oh, so I can move my 5. So where did you move your guy who is routed, David?
First we do the route.
Right. So you're here,
yeah.
right? And I got guys over here and over here. So you're probably just going to have to go down.
I went here
He can
first.
choose any hex at that
Okay.
point. Since it's equal distance, he can just choose.
Yeah. And then I went this way right now.
I'm a little bit confused here for just a second. The unit was here. Let's see. The unit
It
was
was here. Yep.
here to start with, right? And so we've got cavalry here.
Yeah. He's got to move at least one away, right? So
So
how can he go there? Because then he's still
He can't
adjacent
move
to
those
me.
things.
He's got to
Also,
go
it's a
there.
2. It goes to 2. Yeah.
Yeah. So you got to go there, David.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. So then after that, now you're
Trying to get
1
3.
away.
Well, you're 2 away at that point.
Two away.
Oh, yeah, you're 1 away. Yeah.
Trying to get
Right.
3.
Now you got to go 2.
Right. So then he'd probably have to go.
No, I'm 2 away there.
Yep. So you could go there. Right. Because I'm 1, 2, 3 over on this side.
Because you
of
know your guns are close. Well, I guess it would be 3. Yeah.
He's
Right.
trying to get to 3 if he can.
Yeah.
He can get to 3. Apologize.
So he'd go there, but then he's going to have to.
He's trying to get to 4 after that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So
If
1,
he
2,
can't
3.
get to 4, then he can go anywhere.
1, 2, 3, 4. So
That's a good
4 is
placement.
there. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4.
4, 5, 6. And
So Brennan, I still don't understand. Like, he wasn't charging. He just moved up there. So why? What is he interdicting at that point?
He's preventing that cavalry unit with the good leader from charging someplace.
But he can't. He just moved. He'd have to put a charge counter on it.
that's all right.
It was a preventative attack so that it wouldn't do that.
Well, can I? I'm only tired.
But
Oh,
you gotta
I
finish-
can't. Oh,
finish the
I'd have to
rigor, right?
be.
Now he's finished the rigor.
I have to be. So yeah, okay.
You have to be fresh to charge. So So, Rick, what it did was prevent that unit from a full charge.
And
I see. So my assumption was once he was done with that unit, he was done with that unit. He wasn't then going to decide whether he's charging.
11, 12.
Right. If he'd moved if Eric had already moved a different regiment, then then that one couldn't launch a charge.
So, but when Eric says I am done, we're now going to charges. I assume that means
Yeah,
he's-
I was done, but David wanted to.
yeah, and so
I-
that's
I
why
did-
that's why I
where
didn't know.
I thought I could charge through his skirmishers.
Yeah.
So since they didn't, since I can't, I opted to do the other thing here.
Like that type of interdictive opportunity charge by light cavalry is a pretty typical use of light cavalry. Like exactly.
Just trying to get tired on him, basically.
Exactly.
Okay.
Another reason to do it, like that cuirassier regiment, because Eric came with some rules questions, so like maybe he wasn't entirely finished with what he's doing. By moving that cuirassier up on the flank like that, he actually was, by and large, preventing that light cav from retreating before a charge. And so the cuirassier could have launched its own charge against that chasseur, in which case it would have been a hit on the flank from heavy. Like that's a 5-to-1 with the +5 leader. That's much more likely to cause a surrender than what we just saw. The other thing, another reason for doing that particular opportunity charge was there's another chasseur unit a couple hexes back, the 11th chasseurs, and they might have a plan for also coming out and causing some reactions on some of the other charges, like if there's infantry targets or whatever, that may open the path for that second green guy to come out and stick more spokes in the wheel.
Right. And so then my follow-up question then is, why does he get a regroup if he didn't declare any type of charge?
Because he was involved in combat.
Okay, so it doesn't matter as long as you're involved in combat. Your cavalry from either side can always regroup, or just the active
If you're
play?
successful.
Well, it depends on the result, but yeah.
The successful side can regroup. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Now,
So
is he disordered?
No.
Who?
No, because he didn't advance.
He's
If you
tired.
had won, if you'd gotten a really big roll, won the fight and advanced, you would be disordered before you advance. But he's just tired. First he regroups, then he's tired.
right. So my question is, Brennan, should I regroup anywhere or keep him where he's at to prevent the French from throwing, because what happened was partway through my activation, David dropped this chit down onto France, which he had he'd said he'd marked, but forgot to put on the map. So I'm like suddenly, okay, well, I can't use everybody now. I got to keep somebody back. So is he in a good spot there to prevent any interdiction of my heavy cavalry as it comes spurring forward?
Probably. Which units does de France command?
He's got these guys back here, and this guy's exhausted. So these ones here with Walther are the only ones I think that are currently
A couple regiments, and they have a path forward. They probably they can come forward through the green guy. So by sitting him there, like you're exposing yourself to short range artillery, but your zone of control is going to block most reactions, and you'll have your own opportunity or reaction charge from there. It's a pretty good spot.
Okay. All right. So now with the guys I have lined up here to do the charges, do they have to go 3 straight, or if they do this, does that count as 3 straight? I'm not sure how.
It's the most direct path is the 3 straight count.
The most direct path. Okay.
And there could be multiple direct paths, but you just have to take the shortest path to count the 3 straight hexes.
I missed the exact question.
So
Can he zigzag for a
can
straight
I
line, or
zigzag
does it have to be
as
an
I'm going
actual
down
straight line?
because, or does it have to be a true straight line?
You can zigzag a little bit, yeah. In Premiere, they're like only directly along the hex grain, but here it's a lot more forgiving.
Okay, that's what I wanted to find out. So
Yeah, like if for example, if this regiment is charging, if it goes here and then moves sideways and then comes like that's not a straight line. But if it goes 1, 2, 3, or one,
It's side
Mm-hmm. We're,
slipping.
yeah, we're not, I'm not seeing your.
either one is straight, right?
right, because I mean,
think you dropped
technically
off.
it is a straight line from here to there, right?
That's
But
right.
it's not straight based on the, how it's
Text,
moving.
yep.
So that's why I wanted to find out how persnickety the rules are in that regard.
Yeah,
They're
this
not that
set is
specific.
not.
Their explanation, by and large, is if you spend an equal number of movement points as the distance that you traveled, it can more or less be considered a straight line.
And it also avoids some of the arbitrariness of that hex grid that's been laid over the top.
Exactly.
Okay. So given that, I should probably pivot that guy that way. And okay, all right.
Well,
I think I've got some vague idea how this is going to work then. So
there's other things you can do, like you could, your choice, drive in the skirmisher screen and try to hit some of those. The guys making the assault, they probably can form square if you're after them, but you have to recall out not to hit them. That kind of like that begins to get dicey. But those cuirassiers could conceivably break a small square. Like there's all kinds of different things you can do.
There's the units in disorder too. Although I don't think you can get there, can't you? You could get
That's
there
probably
too.
the preferred target, of course, is the disorder guys.
Yeah. Okay. And so that's why I was just trying to wonder, because I think I can get one of these guys down into this pocket and hit one or more of these guys in the rear, right? I've got somebody who can hit this guy, and then I got somebody who could hit maybe this guy over here, or the guys that are disordered.
I mean, the disorder guys are obviously probably the most lucrative target. The other one, the assaulters probably can form square. If you're the target of assault, you can't. But if you're making an assault, I can't remember whether you can or not.
Actually, no, they are stuck.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're in bad shape anyway.
Yeah.
You slice it.
They're a prime target.
So then you're just kind of, after whoever you feel like getting. Another thing is, now that you basically blocked using Golitsyn and the Cossacks, you more or less blocked most French cav action. You probably could launch as many of the regiments as possible because you got other guys like Kreitz or somebody who could kedge over later to come up as fresh and help out.
Okay.
Almost may as well throw all the regiments in. You also have your tired regiment who's going to be recovering. So
yeah. No, I've at this point everyone who's charging is charging.
okay.
So okay.
Now Brennan.
Hey.
Okay, so what charge are you going to do first? I guess is the next.
Right, and so that's why I was trying to curious what or how it would work. So 1, 2, 3, because I don't have to stop in a Zoc. I would have potentially opportunity fire against me, correct? If I
You have
were
to stop in
passed
a
by.
cavalry Zoc, but not an infantry Zoc. If you pass through an infantry Zoc, it gets opportunity fire.
Okay,
Yeah,
so if this guy were to go first and he goes here 1, 2.
Okay, but first you have to just say which one's going to move first.
Right. That's what I'm doing. Right. So 1, 2, 3.
All right. Now.
Okay. So
Rick has some options right here.
Yeah.
The skirmishers can attempt to do a rallying square if he wants.
Yep.
And it's better to do that sooner than later. So as soon as you declare that one guy, so then it'd be at 3 hexes. It's
my skirmisher that is being targeted is going to form.
I haven't targeted anybody yet, so it's just you're doing it proactively. To
you're at 3 away. What's my odds of forming rally square at 2 away? Because he hasn't declared at that point, right?
Well, let's see. You're French, so basically at 3 away, and you're just making a roll on the square table, right? Or is there something else?
Skirmisher.
It's a morale check. Oh,
skirmishers. That's the morale
and
check.
I have no idea. You'd have to look it up. Is there a modifier or something?
Yeah, there's modifiers. There's a chart. There's a whole chart for it.
Chart.
Cavalry action, cavalry skirmish, cavalry skirmish. No, that's cavalry skirmish. Forming a rallying square chart. At 3 hexes, it's a -6 to your morale. For each.
And then
Two
at
X
a
minus
2 hex, it's a
nine,
-9.
it's a minus
9.
And if you fail, it's a disorder or a rout.
Well, okay, so I become disordered, which is just as bad.
Well, now one of the point is if you don't do that, then they're going to be pushed out of the way, and then he's going to
still
hit
gonna eat
the
it.
back. You're going to eat it further along.
Yeah. So I'll roll to form rally square.
Which one?
Which one is he started with?
So I'm over here. So at this point,
okay.
I can go this way or that way. I could go a couple of different directions. So
and you can roll. You can roll for both of them if you want.
Yeah, I'll roll for both of them.
So which one are you going to go with
22 first?
Okay. So with
33.
a minus six, that's going to be a 23. So he passes.
And then I just grab.
So just
square.
flip him. Yep.
Flip him and put a square on him.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm looking for the label. Formation, square. Got it. Control Q. Okay, the other guy.
Okay.
And
he's formed square too. Exciting.
Is it okay? Till he shoots me. Okay.
Of course. That's the way it usually works. All right. Okay, cool. Then I guess I will go here. And then here. He is not the target. He is not the target. He's not the target. Nope.
So hold on. Go back.
Go back what?
Oh, I can't do anything. Never mind.
Yeah.
I can't do anything.
You can't do anything. He is the target. So we're going to come right there.
Okay, so that becomes a diverted.
Well, don't worry about anything.
It becomes
at this
diverted,
point.
Right?
It's going to
Well, when do I roll to stand?
So you will get a shot as I go from here to here. You get a shot from the square and a shot from the disorder, right? Opportunity fire. So you're going to have basically 3 plus probably 4, 7 halved. So it'll be 3 to 6. So it's a 1 to 2 shot. No, it's a miss. Okay. All right. So that's that one done. All right. And then this one is just going to go straight 1, 2, 3 this way. And the disorder guy is the target. And then this one's going to go.
So the disorder guy can't form square because
1,
he's disordered.
2, 3. Yep. And this one's going to hit this guy here. All right. And that is my stuff. So let's go ahead and do this one first.
So disorder can't form square. Is that what we said?
You cannot form square. No.
All right.
So what's going to happen here?
Stand and shoot.
Well, you got to try to stand. So you are being charged by armored cavalry. So you're going to have a minus 12 plus the being disordered. So they have a minus 15.
That's it?
Yeah. I mean, at least, well, a 21. So they are going to rout. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So now you have to figure out what the heck happens.
I take a loss, right?
They're going to take probably a lot of losses, but
okay. Well, then I'll wait till we figure it out.
Let's plot where they end up going first.
You have your choice from here of northwest, west, or southeast.
southeast doesn't make any sense because, well, yeah. Your best is probably northwest.
You're thinking there?
Okay.
And then what does he do? He goes to.
Now you have your choice of northeast, northwest, west, or southwest.
And then I go to there.
Yep.
And do I get the same choice?
Well, I mean, this is
there
the, this
or
is
there?
yeah.
Like if you move on to the square, then you probably can go back via Moran, the general.
Well, so here, he started there.
Yeah.
So he moves here, and he's not, I mean, he's anywhere he goes, he's going to be one closer to anybody, right? So he goes there. So now he can't go there. He can't go there. I guess he would go there, right? So that's going to be another one. And then he would go there.
That's not one. Are you talking about losses?
No. I'm not talking about losses at all. I'm
talking about movement point.
I'm talking about hexes away from enemy units. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So now he is 2 hexes away from an enemy unit, and 2 away from an enemy unit, right?
Yeah.
So you're
Can
trying to go. Can you go to 3?
Get the 3, you can choose, right?
He can't get the 3.
So then you choose.
So then you can go like here. If you want.
Yep. So now you're 1, 2. You're 2 away.
Can you get 3 from here?
1, 2, 3. He can. He can go either here or here. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So now you're.
Can you get the 4?
1, 2, 3. Yeah, he could go 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, he could go there. He'd be at 4.
5, 6, 7. He's 7 there.
8, 9.
And then you could go, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 away, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 away. So you could go there, and then you'd have to go there.
Go through. If you have a choice, go through Davu. Gun.
Yeah, go through the gun.
Yeah.
Yep. And then you got 2 more movement points? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So right there. Okay.
So I have to do.
Roll for your squares.
Hold on, let me grab this.
Right, and they'll lose 1 increment for the initial hex they left. Yeah.
Yep. And these guys have to make a morale check, right?
Correct.
If the hexes that you're leaving are occupied by friendly units, there's no additional loss.
Right. That's but yeah, we're not saying there is. We're just saying there's 1. He's just doing the morale check.
Okay, here's a morale check. Right.
Yeah.
Another one. He makes it.
Yeah.
And then we're going to here.
Over there.
Right.
Yep.
No morale check. We're going to here.
Yep.
No morale check. Going to here. No morale check. So we get down to here. Morale check.
Yep.
They make it.
Yep.
And so now we're here. So we've taken 1 loss.
Yeah, just the 1 loss.
Okay.
Cool.
Now the cavalry is disordered.
He moves into the hex. He's disordered.
Moves into the hex and rolls for you won't be able to pursue because you moved through a friendly unit. So you're disordered and you take the hex and you get opportunity fire as you go in.
Well,
here I'll roll real quick, see if it matters. Does not. Carry on.
So now you're disordered.
Okay.
We get to
And then
regroup, right?
Now you stop.
Yeah.
Now you finish all the other charges.
Yep.
Oh, once they're all done, then he regroups everything. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
Gentlemen, I'm gonna bail out at this point. I got an early lab. I'll see everybody next week.
All right. See you later,
Good
man.
night. Yep.
See you, Mitch.
Bye bye.
See you later.
All right. Then this guy is going to go, and we assigned him. So you're going to have
Well, okay, hold
a
on.
lot of
I
minuses,
think
I think.
What happens is I remove the assault, right? My only option is to stand, and I
Yeah.
have to roll. And to stand, it's a -12.
Oh, you're going to
Well,
have
there's
more than
more.
that. So
It's heavy
It
cavalry.
doesn't say additional stuff. It just says -12 in the
Right.
text. That's why I don't know.
right, so it's
Oh,
it's minus
there's a roll
12
to stand
for
table.
the heavy cavalry, right? And then you're getting hit in the rear.
Rear.
Right, so that's another -6. You're at -18. And
Well,
then
so what
when the target has an
just looking at-
assault marker on it,
Mhm.
that's another -12. So
Mi-
you're at
minus
30.
It's usually I think the attacking unit is -3, and the defending unit in assault is -12. I think.
No, it's not, because look underneath. It says when the
also-
target is the target of an assault marker. So when the
Right.
target has an
Yeah,
assault marker on it, so he's the guy who's making the assault. He has an assault marker on him.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah. Now the question is.
So I'm just reading the. So what it
Okay,
says.
so
and this
so
is
we
where I
don't
could be
we
wrong.
wouldn't use the one for you being hit in the rear because it's got a little
Right.
number 2 by it. So you're going to take the worst of. So you're under assault markers. That's -12, and it's armored cavalry. It's -12. You got a -24.
Yeah, and what I'm saying, I'm not sure if I even get the heavy cab modifier, but it's fine.
Well, the
Okay.
heavy cav modifier has a little 1 next to it.
Yeah,
So it
I'm
says
looking
these
at.
are not cumulative with each other. Use the worst modifier,
Mhm.
right? That has the number
Mhm.
1 next to it. And then the
Mhm.
number 2s are not cumulative. Use the worst. So we can combine, we can use the modifiers that are marked with a little 1 and the ones that are marked with a number 2. But we couldn't use multiple 2s and multiple 1s. We'd have to pick whichever the worst from those two.
One is which formation and orientation you're getting hit in, and the other one is the type of cavalry. So you're getting one from column A and one from column B, if you will.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just reading the text, and it just says they do this with a specific die roll modifier -12. They're not calling out other modifiers.
Right. Now, there's a whole table on that.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's a table there. So you got a -24.
And it references 19.6 in the rules. So
right,
roll
let
at
me roll.
66 to stand. Yeah.
No.
No.
So you disorder. At least you'll get a shot back. Not a very good one, but you'll get a shot.
Okay, so what am I marking this guy disordered?
Yep.
Yep.
Which it's the one without the assault marker now, right?
It's this guy right there. Yep.
Yeah. Where's morale? Disordered. Okay.
All right. So you will have a shot, probably 4 to 6 with some pluses.
+3.
Oh, sorry. Let me.
Or no.
okay, I'll just
What am I
click
in
some
line?
dice.
Is it defensive 8?
61.
No, you're only
That's good
6
enough for a
even if
hit.
you're in line.
No, but because I'm a big line, don't I have the defensive 6? Even though I'm in line?
Defense is 6, and you have 10 increments. That's +3.
3
Yeah.
for the die roll.
Yeah. So that's a hit.
64.
Okay. All right.
There's no morale check on the hit. Rather, it becomes a +6 or -6 on the melee attack.
Okay. All right. So then now we flip things over and see what we have. So basically, I'm
sure
going to have
it's fine.
8 less. So I'm going to be, what am I going to have?
36.
36 doubled.
And probably doubled
72.
again for the 3x charge. Yeah.
Oh, I'm get doubled for going 3 straight?
Heavy cav gets doubled for going 3 straight against infantry.
Oh, okay. So I'm set.
I'm sorry.
I should only be doubled once, right?
It's just double once. Yep.
Yeah. So I'm at 72, and what does he have?
Sorry.
That's going to be basically 2/5 halved, or 3/5 halved.
I'm 13.
13 when he's got full strength, but he's only got 3 increments. So
probably 8 and halved is 4.
So it's 8, 4. So he's got 4. So I can attack and I can use just a.
No. You have to declare that when you declare the charge.
No what?
You can't say, oh, I'm only going to use 1/3 right now. You have to declare that when you declare the original charge.
Oh, okay. Then I'm going to go back in my time machine and do that, because in all the other games I've played, you can do that. So, but that's okay. That's okay. We will have.
That's fine. Go back in time.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
We typically, playing the Regs 30, have allowed that calculation to happen at the point of contact because it saves doing the math ahead of time. The math works out the same way either way, because if you're thirded and if the unit stands, it's still a rear facing, which is times that extra 1.5, right? So you're already going to know going in whether you should do it or not. It's actually a lot more.
It is.
I think at the motor pack.
I think it should be done when it is. That's one thing when I was reading through just the other day, I was going, wait a minute. You have to declare that at the charge when you declare the charge.
Yeah, that's how they wrote it. And it does make some sense, but it forces a lot of math too early, which is.
I mean, and it could, and there's a lot of things, like he didn't stand, he disordered you. There's a lot of things that you don't know are going to happen.
Well,
that could happen or could not happen.
No,
so it could make a difference, and I think it should be done that way.
Yeah.
So,
well, for future reference, now that I know, I will make that note ahead of time.
But luckily, we have the time machine, so we can.
Exactly. All right. So I'm going to be at 5-1.
Okay, so you guys, just so you know that I wouldn't actually have gotten that -12.
Why
Because
not?
it specifically applies minus. Well, it does not specify that it's type of cavalry charge. This modifier, for example, the rule rolling to stand against a grand charge, a specific type of charge which involves cavalry, also uses a -12 modifier. It explicitly states it ignores the type of cavalry. This supports interpretation that the -12 modifier, when an assaulting unit is charged.
What are you reading from right now?
I'm not doing a grand charge. Oh, AI.
I know, they're using that as an example. So I basically said, when a diverted assaulting infantry is charged, does it also get the -12 from a heavy cavalry? It says yes, based on the sources, when an assaulting infantry is charged by cavalry, it becomes diverted and must roll stand versus cavalry with the -12 modifier 1. Here's a breakdown situation.
What paragraph are you reading?
I'm not reading a paragraph. I'm reading from the AI source.
Yeah, that's the AI. AI makes mistakes.
All right, carry on.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Yeah. Okay. So it's a 5-1. We got a -6 because I took a hit, but I got a +2 for my leaders, so it's just a -4 altogether. So let's see what we get. A 51 -4 is going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to be a 43. So that's going to be a DR.
Kind of routes, right?
Yep.
Okay. We've been here before.
Yeah. Only one way you can go, unfortunately.
This way, right?
Yeah.
And then this way.
Yeah.
And then this way.
And then he's going to disintegrate, right? Because isn't he? He loses a unit, an increment there, an increment there.
No, he
And
doesn't
then-
lose there because my infantry unit's there, but he'll lose it when
Oh.
I leave the
Yeah, you leave
cavalry
one there. Yeah,
here.
yeah. So he will
So
he
then
will
it'll
go poof.
disintegrate.
Yeah.
Now, actually, can he? Well, let's see. Can he retreat? Can he retreat up to here instead? Yeah, he could retreat there, right?
Right, but he's still passing through zones of
No, he's not.
influence.
Not.
But
Well,
he has to
defend.
keep moving 11 hexes. At what point does he?
I know he's gonna.
Yeah, yeah.
He
As
will
soon as he gets
disintegrate.
there, he would go
Yep.
poof. Yeah.
Yep.
So
All right. So you gotta.
So this goes to the dead pile.
yep.
Put him over there for now. And then with that, delete. Oh, somebody delete it for me. Thank you. Delete that. Then I need to make a morale check.
Right, for the guy that you went over the top of. This guy
That guy
here.
went over. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what the modifier.
Control F.
He's got a minus
He's a
12
24.
plus who knows whatever. At least a minus 12, right? So
16,
he's going
so
to
he
disorder.
fails. Okay. Okay.
All right,
Cool.
then I guess this guy moves here. Flip him. And he's disordered, correct?
Well, that's what Brennan
Right,
said. He
disordered.
wasn't disordered on the last one, but I don't know
who
why.
said?
Brennan
No,
did.
this guy's disordered, and this guy's disordered. Why wouldn't he be disordered? He advanced after successful.
Oh, he said he
combat.
wasn't disordered on the guy that you charged.
Right, because I
You
was the
charged.
defender.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, the defender doesn't
Oh.
disorder when they're victorious. All right, we got that there. All right, last but not least, we've got this one here. So this one is going to be the same thing, a minus 24.
Okay. He
So
fails.
they're going to disorder.
Yep. Mm-mm.
Okay, and then you get a shot at me. It's going to be a 8 to 6. Not an 8 to 6, you'd be half. So a 4 to 6 with a plus 3.
Let me roll. 45.
With a plus 3, that's not going to be enough. All right, so let's go ahead. This one's going to be also... we're going to use all our factors since we will only use the time machine once this turn. So we're going to have 88 to whatever you've got.
Where is it? Control F.
So
15.
basically 8. Okay, so it's a 5 to 1. There are no pluses, no minuses. A 55. That's going to be a defender routes.
Okay.
So you'd probably best go back through your squares again.
Yeah.
Follow the route of that other one.
Well, he might not move that far because he started a little further away, Rick.
1, 2, 3,
So
4.
1, 2, 3,
Well,
4, 5,
5,
6,
6, 7,
7,
8,
8.
9, 10, 11. So 1. I probably have to go there.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
All right. So I'm going to take a hit.
Yep. You'll take 1 hit.
Seeing,
Yep.
no, no,
Brendan,
no.
I've got an edge case here, and I actually
Yeah,
brought it up
no.
sooner.
No. So a hit.
Yeah, what's on your mind?
When I was when he picked the let's see, move would when okay, so the unit that was here declared its charge.
Yeah.
And we started the try when he went to move that one. Could this one have reactions?
Did it have a feasible move to reach there?
Yeah. 1.
What was the
2,
feasible?
3, 4. I mean,
Well,
I've
can
got
you?
routes.
But don't you have to stop when you hit my ZOC? Right, because my cavalry is right here, so you can't move past my cavalry.
So you probably didn't have a feasible move because that Golitsyn's regiment came in and was standing there, right? So its zone of control is going to block that move,
Okay.
like Eric said. Yep.
All right.
It's
All right.
like it's definitely worth looking at, but that's why that flanking move by that regiment was a useful thing to do first before the other guys charged.
Right. All right. So, okay. So now
So I
he
did
does
it the
his
right way.
regroups.
Hooray!
It's also a really good example of why it's useful to bring a large group of cavalry with multiple regiments so that they can wall off and set up and flank and protect, and then the main charge goes in. Like, it's very useful to do that as opposed to one-offs.
All right. So you've got your regroups.
Okay, so now I have to roll for the 2 units that I went over.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So roll for those guys. They
fine.
should be
And
okay.
the other guy's fine.
Yep. Because they get the +6 for being in square, even though they have the -12, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. So then I have to regroup back. Correct? And it's 5 movement points. All right.
Yes.
So, generally speaking, what's the right thing to do? Because I'm not used to having regroup in the other games.
General, you want to leave, if you're planning to use your artillery, there's big guns back there. Like you could either, if you want to screen the artillery, then you could set up a bit of a checkerboard of disordered regiments they're disordered, but they have nice zones of control in all directions. Or if you want to leave the artillery a fire path, then you clear out of their way. So for example, and you may want to be bringing up some of that infantry from the back when infantry moves, right? So like this guy this guy could conceivably go here or here. If he goes here, he's going to block the reaction zone of your hussars and
he could go over the chop. He could go over that guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He could go back here somewhere.
Oh, great. Yeah, that's a good move. Like that clears him out.
Yeah.
And leaves it. Okay. Then, and ditto for the other ones, right? Like you probably want to leave that artillery fire path because you got some probable ricochets in there.
Yep.
So, so then useful spots. One is here and one is here. those guys are providing flank guard on the. Is one of the regiments only tired? Not well, they're all disordered anyway, right? So
Right. Yeah.
like their vulnerability is to French artillery or to French heavy cav coming after them. You know, you could sacrifice the Cossack, or the Cossack could try to lead a charge away. Like here and here would block most routes in against your guns, but
Right.
maybe you don't care about the guns, in which case you just fade everybody off to the side. If you can fade them off to the side, then they spend the next turn recovering.
Okay.
And they're
1,
like out
2,
of
3,
action. They're like out
4.
of the action, but safe from countermeasures. And
Right.
you have these good hussars and stuff. And this guy already provides a reaction here, so you're probably protected sufficiently. So you probably want to move them off to the side where they can just nicely recover.
Okay. All right. Then that's what we'll do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this guy can go there, and you'll get a couple of parting shots as he does. So
Does that work for stacking? Like there's enough hits and stuff so that the stacking works out.
So you'll get, I guess, what, a 2
I just
to
roll
2 to 6. Yeah. Nothing.
54.
Yeah. Do it again. You're looking for 65s or 66s. Okay. So nothing there. All right. So that one's out of the way. And then this guy can come up. And did we say just park him right there?
Yeah, or here even. Like the further out of action, the better. Because if you make space for your own guys, then there's more space for the infantry to work.
Yeah.
Because is that infantry division active?
They're active. Yeah. They have not.
Yeah.
Their chit has not been pulled yet. So they're going to
Okay.
come in and mop up what's left of Moran's
And
guys.
if the cuirassier goes there, does he block the infantry commander's command path to those units?
Nope. The
Okay.
commander's right
Then
there.
you're good.
Yeah.
Then you're good.
Yeah.
Like, and probably what they're trying to do now is do nothing for a turn and recover.
Yeah. Okay.
And so it's definitely cleared out the mid zone, and you're lucky that you had those other cav regiments in the back, so your guns are still covered.
Okay. Last question. With the leader, can he move more, or he just moves the 5 as?
He gets
or he can
5
move
movement
5.
points.
Oh, okay.
He can move 5.
Okay.
But he has to follow the regiment that he's with for the first move.
Right.
Then he could drop off.
So then he could go there. Okay. That way, then everyone is potentially, or most
Beautiful.
everybody is in command. Okay. Good. All right. That's probably where we should leave it, gentlemen. Since it is 10:12.
Sounds good to me.
Exciting.
Indeed.
So 1 is finished, huh?
Yes, number 1 is finished.
Yes.
Lots of heavy duty action.
Yeah, that was
Sure was.
It's also really interesting to see how, like, now that the heavy action's engaging, now you start to see how important it is to have not just one set of cavalry, but like 2 or 1.5 or 2.5, because now the mid zone's starting to clear out, but having those second guys behind them, you can still breathe safely about your artillery kind of thing.
All right. Well, let's hit the save button. And this is Moscow.
46.
1 p.m.
Session.
Part 1. Our, what, 47th?
46th.
46th. Wow.
That was a really dramatic swing by the French infantry around the corner of the disordered Russian line there. And if there hadn't been cavalry there, like later in the game, once all the cavalry is charged out and exhausted out, and the infantry does that, like that would have been a decisive swing there.
Well, I was hoping that he would go before me as cav, and I should have just not done it at that point since it didn't go first. But that's fine.
But you can really see the history, right? It's like, okay, they saw an opportunity,
cool.
and Moran said forward. but the cuirassiers were waiting, and they
Yeah.
broke it up. Also, unlike in a lot of other war games, like you may have to make that same attempt, not once, but multiple times. It might look the same a few times, and eventually you get through.
All
Good
right.
time.
Exciting
thanks,
stuff.
everyone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
Next week?